going back to where the beach is near, the beer is dear. There's plenty of women on the craic, walking
Here we are in the final second. The whistle is gone, and Sligo Rovers are the champions.
By the riverside, you can watch the tide as it flows.
No, I'm being told that Average Joe's does not have enough players and will be forfeiting the championship match.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Gary tried and drive it clean out over the fence. Out in there, he's the corner.
In the bookie shop, I done.
Okay, welcome along to episode 6, season 2. How many episodes did you do in the last season, lads?
8 in total.
Right, okay. We'll beat that, will we?
I'd say we will, yeah.
We'll try. How was your week, lads? Weekend? Week?
Good, yeah. Quiet, actually. Quiet for once. Took in the Cartron game yesterday. Took a sneaky trip to Longford on Saturday evening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did did you put down an address? Or is
I
that
registered my address as this place in Strokestown. Yeah, I googled an address in Strokestown. So, the old Strokestown address worked wonders. But I'd say...
Strokestown's in Roscommon.
Yeah, but that's why I was trying to be sneaky about it.
Right.
Yeah, I think they'd never put down Strokestown.
5 steps ahead of everybody.
Granard would be my one.
What's that? Frank Abigail Jr., Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, with a fake ID, you know. You should have came as a pilot. Why? I don't know.
It was great to be there now, I must say.
We'll get into that later, actually, Mert.
Yeah.
Hinder football section, of course. Mert in Longford. With a celebrity liker on our Twitter page and all.
We had a couple. We had a couple of celebrity encounters.
I'm not calling Aidan O'Shea a celebrity.
I wasn't.
Fuck off. Dan Carter is what I'm on about.
Dan Carter, yeah.
Yeah.
We put up the post there about the cricket match.
Verified. We're not a bunch of liars.
Yeah. And old DC himself was good as my old teammate, give me a like.
Yeah, he's a good guy, Dan.
We might get him on the pod, yeah, I'd say.
You could see. We should have made more of it, Big Dan, given the like. I'd say he was wondering what the fuck.
I know, he's meant to be a pretty good dude, like, so we will. I don't think we'll get him, but look, it's not stopped us from asking the question before, so.
Is he in Japan at the minute?
No,
he's
he's
back home.
retired. He got injured there. He's back in Christchurch, I believe.
Back home, Christchurch. Cricket developments.
Yes,
That's gathering apace.
Declan Baskin was on to me now last night. Right,
Again.
he thought,
Well, does he want to get in charge of it? So
No, he was just on
like.
to me to see were we making any
Oh,
strides.
we've made progress.
Well, Ross, you got a text
was-
with all the fixtures at 3:30 the other morning.
Yeah, I
was
was speaking to Asif, who's the PRO slash I think
Public
he's-
Relations Officer.
Yes, for the Sligo cricket team. So yes, at 3:30 a.m. there Wednesday night.
Asif had been on night shift.
Yeah, he must have been on the night shift, Joe. So he sent us in the fixture list there, and also he invited us to training tomorrow night.
Oh, so I thought tomorrow? No,
Yes,
Wednesday night.
Sorry, Jesus, I was Tuesday. Yeah, so we're invited to training Wednesday night. Now, he did stress it was weather permitting. That was the big thing he said to me. He said to me about 5 times it's weather permitting, so they obviously don't.
Are we going to buy whites or what are we going to do?
So he said basically the long story short is that we can come on Wednesday nights. They'll do a bit of training with us, and they would love a charity match because that gives them exposure, and they want to try and attract people to the game. So they'd love to do a sort of a 10 overs. I think would be the
10's enough.
10 tens. Yeah. So that's something to aim for now. So hopefully,
How many players are we on at the minute?
3.
who do we got? The 3 of us. John Bellew left to reprise his role.
We offered one Colgan.
Yeah, well, Decky said he'd play.
Yeah.
Ryan Lynch actually, who
There was a few suggestions, was there not? Gino?
Yeah.
Ryan Lynch, who doubled up with Shady McGee, has actually played cricket for them before.
You're going to ask Nicky, aren't you?
Oh, Bruce, yeah.
Be our wicket keeper.
Yeah. Get some Jago cricket attire, I presume, to do that.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
We need to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, no. Well, then basically the ball rolling. Actually,
I
no.
think we've done good progress.
No, it's Wednesday night. So if anyone's listening now who wants to come train with us on Wednesday night, we'll put the fixtures
Give
up.
us a shout.
We'll put the time up, and we'll it's in the race course.
The race course.
Yeah,
right.
Wednesday night.
England are playing that
Okay.
night,
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't put I done the competition thing for remember the Sligo game, and Daniel Kelly won the beer because him and Mark Sheridan got it right, and then we did a random number generator. I'll put that up to prove it was done legit. So Daniel, we might get in contact with you about how to get that. Ross, it's in your Jeep, is it, or something?
It's in the back of my Jeep now, so it might need to be.
It's a 6-pack.
It was a crate.
Yeah, we'll get that. Murty, no lobster rolls in the town.
No, I wasn't. Yeah,
It was me. Yeah.
Yeah, people,
you?
It was me. Yeah.
Sorry.
People were attacking me yesterday.
Sorry.
Pub was well going.
No, myself and Marie.
Oh, that's disappointing. I thought it was you.
Yeah, we went to Hook's. Truth be told, I wouldn't have got the lobster roll if I was there, but
Why not?
no, it wouldn't be my bag, man.
Caviar off the sea.
So we went there and caviar over the sea. Yeah, we got there. It wasn't there. The weather it was dribbling a little bit, but it was still a right day outside. And I know we slagged the Strand in another sport, but I got smashed avocado on toast with some chorizo, and now this is the first. There was peanut butter under the avocado. I enjoyed it.
That does sound nice to me now.
I did enjoy it now. So I can't say I'm too disappointed. Marie went for the breakfast bap, which was tasty as well. So that's my food section there. What are we, 4 minutes into the episode?
Again, I don't think I had anything too exciting this weekend.
No, I didn't
I had
myself.
Roberto's last night now after the old few pints, but
I had a ham, cheese and coleslaw sandwich yesterday, which was lovely. That was it, yeah, nothing for me. What else? You're saying Aidan O'Shea got in Mark.
Oh, actually, sorry. I stopped at the Roberto's version of... Sorry, the Newtown Forbes version of Roberto's.
Was
Mario
that?
was what it was called. I actually... I actually...
His evil older brother.
I was Googling places to stop on the way, because you know when you go away, it's nice to stop
He didn't
somewhere
go
new.
fucking too far down the road. Newtown Forbes.
Newtown Forbes.
3 minutes.
But anyway, I found Mario was a Newtown Forbes, but it's a sister-brother restaurant, actually. There's a Luigi's in Longford as well, would you believe. But Mario was just tasty. It was like... You may as well have been eating Roberto's.
In and out. They must all have been a trade union, is it? Of Italian chippers.
Yeah,
Taste Union.
Chips were the exact same. Chicken fillet burger, yeah. Nice to stop. There was a pub now. We didn't just have time to stop into the pub, but looked like there was anything on the Castle Inn in Newtown Forbes.
I was in it for.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it done with all kind of trinkets in the window and
That's the
stuff?
one,
Yeah,
that's the one, yeah.
In it for. Yeah, a few times they made us sandwiches there one after a game. The night after leaving results, actually, that's the night I was in there because I went after skip of pints in the town that went to play the senior match for Killara and scored a few points, 5, and went into the back of a fella's head and needed 8 stitches in my eye. So, but sure, there was no rush to get back to Sligo with the wound, so we had a few pints in there again, and then eventually I was
Concussed.
No, one of the guards in the team brought me to the A&E and got me in quick because I said it's concussed, and I think I was in MV by 12:30
Good stuff.
with the patch on the
Free
eye.
in.
Yeah, and the ladies loved it. So sexual chocolate Mark Henry finally
finally
came through a week late.
It's a week too late, yeah.
Man.
I had a good laugh when you sent that into the group the other day.
I couldn't believe it. I got a notification. It was only last night.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah. Alden.
He didn't even say sexual chocolate.
No,
Yes,
Alden and Seagull.
Seagull?
It's clearly an elder bisexual. Mr. Chocolate.
So we messaged him. It was a good... Well, sorry, no, he's my old... We didn't message him. He's my old wrestling buddy from college.
Yeah, but you had to message him to tell him.
Yeah. That was about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And then we got a message saying they weren't doing it.
He wasn't doing it?
No, yeah, wasn't doing it. And then lo and behold, this message arrives in last night.
On a Sunday night, it was great now for the boost, just getting to the weekend.
Yeah.
What did he call Aidan O'Shea?
Alden. Alden O'Shea.
He's heading for a house of pain.
He's busy now, Mark Henry. He's signed with the AEW and he's lost a sight of weight. And
looks well, yeah.
he's training for a comeback.
Nah, that takes it away from me, lads. Henry being slim. He's still the world's strongest man. You know what annoyed me actually? He was trying to push himself a bit now off some BDW or something.
Yeah.
He's so
It's self-promo, mate.
Yeah.
That's his job.
Well, he got none of it with us anyways. Okay, will we go to our few questions first?
Yeah, I'm going to
Correspondence?
start pulling them up here, I suppose.
Okay. Okay, lads. Quite a lot of texts and
There's a
DMs
A
in.
big week for the question, all right. Yeah.
We're going to start with the main man, the man on everyone's tongues at the minute, the champ, Joey Chestnut.
The 14 champ.
For you don't know,
Champ.
you obviously won't watch an ESPN last night or Sports Centre.
The Ocho.
The Ocho. Joey Chestnut
Obscure Sports Quarterly.
is a competitive eater, and he romped home last night in the whatever it is, the hot dog eating championships.
He is some man.
So he's 14 Grand Slams now.
Yeah, 14. He set a new world record yesterday, 76.
76 hot dogs.
76 hot dogs,
What
yeah.
brand of hot dog are there? Not Armour
Nathan's,
hot dog.
yeah.
Or Nathan's.
Nathan's,
Sorry,
yeah.
Nathan's, yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of man eats Armour hot dogs?
Talk us through the betting history you're saying to us.
Oh yeah, myself and Dominic Story have been following Joey Chestnut for a good while now. But like he used to go off in about 2011, 1-2 for the hot dog contest, and like it was the biggest certainty of all time. Like, the guy should have been 1-100, as can be seen by his 14 titles.
14 times. It's the highest single event. I'll just get the stat here now of Mr. Chestnut. Where is it? Sorry, I've got Joel Hughes stuff on my phone here. That's another story. Don't raise money for kids, folks. Twitter will kill you. He fairly got outed. Oh, I thought I
Was
put
he
that.
heard of today, was he? As of last night, he'd gone into hiding.
Joel Hughes.
Yeah.
He's blocked. He's blocked every night. Here we go. Sorry. So this stat is the most championship titles in a single event. So Henry Richards 11 NHLs, Billy Russell 11 NBA. I don't know. Does someone have 11? Would someone have 11 NBA titles?
Or MVPs, was it maybe?
Maybe that was Margaret Court. Then has 11 Australian Opens, and Nadal, for example, has 13 French Opens. But Joey Chestnut has 14 Nathan's Famous hot dog eating competition titles.
So good, isn't it? So impressive.
But he's a slim man.
Yeah. Strange.
You'd love to know, I was thinking about it earlier today actually, the kind of training he goes through the year. Like, does he just go cold turkey, no eating hot dogs for a bit, and then does he ease back into it, or is it just a gift?
Does he have a
gift from
gulp or
the
does he
gods?
bite? He's more like a duck, is he?
What would the body be like the day after? You'd want to know.
He'd be struggling now after all them hot dogs.
Anyways.
So anyway, the question.
So we had a question about Joey Chestnut, because we were going to have two, but Daniel Kelly got in first because Eamon Kelly wanted to get in. He said he was going to ask a question about the greatest athlete of all time too, but you've covered it, Daniel. So if you want to call Daniel Kelly's out question, Mert.
So based on Joey Chestnut's historic performance on Sunday, what would be the main item to eat in a Sligo themed eating contest?
Good question. We can go off on a lot of different angles here.
Sorry, what was the best thing to eat? Is it
based on Joey's
What would be
historic?
the main item to be like in a Sligo? What would be the main thing to be eaten?
You could have big fours.
Big fours is
fours.
curry cheese, bacon, chips with coleslaw.
Yeah.
Was that uniquely Sligo? Was that a twist around the place?
I don't like the way you said that.
Do you not?
Curry, cheese, bacon, chicken with coleslaw.
Sorry, mate.
Curry, cheese, bacon, coleslaw chip.
What was our old friend McHugh said it was time when he knew to stop going to the four lights when he walked in the door and the
Give
owl.
him the nod.
Yes, sir. Curry, cheese, chips, bacon, and coleslaw.
Some people have suggested the carvery could be
yeah.
a competition. Now, what defines a full carvery? All you can eat carvery?
Yeah, I
You'd eat
suppose
set plate, you would.
you'd probably have 3 slices of meat,
Right.
3 slices of
What if you're on turkey and ram,
We're not
though?
unweighted here, like.
Sorry, I'm throwing things out here that I shouldn't
3
have.
slices of cream potato, or 3 scoops of cream potato, some carrots,
Oh, yeah.
some peas.
What was the old Zamzam doner kebab? Remember the
Jeez, that thing weighed
The
like-
hogie.
not the hoagie. It was like the hoagie, but it was Zamzam's
it was
kebab.
mental, yeah.
It was
like a child.
It was like it was like an armadillo in a tortilla wrap. Like,
That was outrageous.
jeez, they were insane. Or what about the night of the Christmas party? The pizza we got from
Oh, that thing was man. Yeah.
the big one. Yes, the big one, please.
One McHugh with most of that again, I think. I went for a look at about 11 o'clock. There was no pizza in the box.
It was cutting squares like it was so big. They couldn't do the slices. That's a good question now. So Joey was the hot dog.
I'd say it'd be big fours.
Big four, is
It'd
it?
have to be,
Fours,
yeah, I
yeah.
think, yeah, it would be, yeah, big fours. If you line up the big fours and see how many you can eat. How many do you reckon you'd eat?
3.
Do you reckon you'd eat 3 big fours back to back?
Do I have time? I don't
No,
know.
I'd say back to back. Like just, well, like, you can't
I'd
take too long.
100% eat 2, no bother. I think I'd struggle on 2.5 now.
I actually say I could probably eat 5.
5?
I reckon I could. Like, I'd push myself to do it. Like,
It's the smell when you're sober.
You'd want 5 pints in it.
they feel smaller since I've been once since
They put a new wrapper on. The actual, it comes in. It's in the box and
So that
wrapper
looks- it
now.
looks
I prefer
beefed.
the one that's just in the box.
Just in the box, yeah.
Yeah. You reckon 5, Mert?
I reckon I got 3.
I think I'd definitely get.
lads, you've a gun to your head here to eat big fours. Like, you're going to
No, I'd have the big fours with cheese though. There's a massive difference with the plain big four and the big four cheese, I think.
Great question, though.
It is a great question. If that man looks up, because I know he sends out the odd like into the pod, he'll see us recording. Right. Will I go next?
All right.
Food related again.
Jesus.
Peter Meehan asks, top 5 best chicken wings in Sligo.
We may have had this debate.
We went
in
into this
season
last year a
1,
bit, yeah.
But we had a Wings of Sligo tour planned. I think I
Yeah,
mentioned that
that's
last
what we
year,
got.
right? Yeah. Well, my top 5, I think I'd go the venue,
Okay.
Yeah.
Osties,
Yeah.
although they're technically outside of town. Bistro,
Yeah.
Flipside,
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
and the Belfry actually do great wings now.
Do they?
Yeah, I had some last night down in Kennedy's. They're serving food down there now, so.
This is in a 1 to 5 ranking, but Bistro, yeah, venue, Osties, lovely and sticky. I do like the ones in Fabrica.
Oh, yes.
Good wing there. They do a 1 kg platter for 2. That one could eat. And I used to love the ones up in the Crow's On, but that's no longer with us anymore. Where else?
Nothing different
fine.
now. We
Shout
had-
out to your good fiance who made us chicken wings. Actually,
I just
earlier.
missed them. Yeah,
You missed them, Murty, yeah. They were delicious. The venue would be my favourite now.
The venue.
'Cause
They're very hot. I think.
Yeah, I like them, but I don't know. I like them with Guinness, like. the Guinness
That's a
complements the
recipe
wing.
for it's a recipe for.
I just
You're
love it
looking
at the
for
time, though.
trouble.
It's just worth all the agony.
Ross, what do we got?
I have a couple of questions from a couple of old teammates of mine. First one will go to Donald Brady. He had a question saying it was to do with this is fight night, having Owen Colgan and Dean Clancy on, so Donald's was fight related. So best slap the three of you have seen Sloan thrown at a Sligo sporting match, and if nothing comes to mind there, what's the worst excuse for a fight you've seen break out at a match in Sligo?
I'll go first. I can't. I was trying to think. I think it was an under-21 game against St. Farnans. It wasn't really a slap, but a fella around gave a fella boot up the hole, and it was one of the funniest things I ever seen. And then the best reason for a fight, I won't name names, but we're playing a team. We were Quayside Rovers, and there was a fella. He was an older fella playing for this other team with a pair of goggles on him. And one of the lads pulled him to snap him back into his head, and just it broke out. And that was an outrageous reason for a fight.
Yeah, I remember we had a game against Gawley Celtic about 10, 12 years ago. I won't name names, but I remember the ball was up the far side of the pitch, and our fellow who was playing right wing, him and another lad were just down on their knees throwing slaps at each other. They duly got their red cards, but the Gawley games actually used to always turn into a bit of a feisty affair.
Gawley boys, yeah.
I just what just jumped to mind there was a Kakabar, the old Georgian Sligo player.
Friend of the pod, Kakabar Karate.
Yeah, he got a couple of yellows and reds during his time for fellas would absolutely say nothing to him, and he'd just throw a slap or a headbutt. And just obviously the big Georgian tirage afterwards when he got sent off was always priceless. But
there's definitely a few I'm forgetting. There definitely is a few.
I'm thinking more as you said, kicks up the arse kind of things.
Yeah. There was a flying kick somewhere as well when I can't think. I can't.
There was some flying kick at the weekend, was it? Gabriel Jesus.
Jesus, yeah. Wild.
He got the red, did he?
He got the red. He nearly decapitated.
This isn't really a question, but it's from Jinxie. I wonder, is that Jinxie Cat?
Oh, it could be.
No, I don't think it was Jinxie Cat. Yeah. Where is Jinxie Cat?
I do see him around town. Yeah.
What age was he playing the Astro?
Jinxie Cat, he must have been 40 odd, was he?
Oh, was he? I thought he was a lot older. All right.
I don't think
That's not that old at all. So
no, I think, yeah. Top man.
Jinxie Cat was good crack.
Man.
Did he know he's called Cat at the end of it?
No. That just was between us.
This is from Jinxie. It's not even a question. It just says regular to the pod and enjoyed RF, especially second part. Jimmy or Marty Joe? Easy answer. Remember the question was Jimmy Sloan or Marty Joe? He says an easy answer that Darren McGarty used to write about Marty Joe and Sligo Weekender before the paper was even popular. And he can't wait to see Marty Joe again.
There you go.
So we rub for the Weekender there as well. And thanks, Jinxie. Ross, you're back.
We had another one there. Tom Gormley was asking us, as we had the boxing lads again, could we name a rugby team of boxers? So obviously going by size.
Butterbean is in the front row.
Yeah, Butterbean, yeah.
Good guy.
Are we talking about professional ones?
Yeah, or no, any boxer of any sort.
I'm not sure.
Frankie Feeney.
Was Frankie Feeney a wee boxer, yeah?
No, he'd be horrendous. He'd start the fight and then run away.
Put him in at 9 as well.
So me and Nicky Brujo one night, you're not for a fact.
Tyson Fury in the second row and here's
Second row, yeah. I'm not great on boxers, lads. Butterbean.
Tyson in first centre there.
Tyson definitely a centre.
Yeah.
You can pick a few of the light ones out in the wing there. Manny Pacquiao run out, Mayweather out in the wing.
Mayweather and Pacquiao in the wings.
They're dodging people out in the wing there.
Dredrick Tatum.
Put him in the centre with Tyson, yeah.
Good combination.
Butterbean a big good one, all right.
Butterbean we hard stopped. I think he's still fighting, you know.
Do you reckon? Actually, I seen a video.
Well, there is. He's around somewhere, yeah.
Joe Calzaghe's well. She'd have a bit of boxing in him.
Yeah. Steve Collins.
Steve Collins, yeah.
Collins be a flanker.
Ricky Hatton in the off season, you put him at 6, puts the bit of weight on, and
It's a lot of weight on. He's a front rower.
some transfer. No, well, early Hatton, late Hatton. It's like Father Jack when he does the stages of Elvis, all the different all the different Hattons. Actually, I bumped into him in Melbourne in his
Father Jack.
Not Father Jack, Ricky Hatton.
And he was on the bear.
Massively on the bear. He was huge and just loving life. Like, so, look, you put the hard yards in during the career. Enjoy the latter years.
Talking about good 1-2 shots, Floyd Mayweather was 1-2 to beat Ricky Hatton in a boxing match. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Dominic Story again. We probably double him up with our old friend Joey that year to win the hot dog eating contest.
Question in here from Neil O'Brien in Montreal, Canada. Who would win the boxing match, Gino or Dean Clancy?
We brought that up with Dean now, and he seemed a bit of. He was
A bit sceptical about calling out Gino.
Didn't want to call out Gino. He knew not to get the mirror on his wrong side. I think Gino got his homecoming and is a big supporter of his career. So
But I think he did say like it's still a swipe to the leg.
Yeah, he
it's
said
a dirty fight.
We asked him about Jason East, so he said, "Yeah, that's it. He'd have to bring him down to Sweepsville."
Bit of a size difference there.
But it'd be like
Dean Clancy.
it was the Big Show and Floyd Mayweather. They had a WrestleMania.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And Mayweather broke his nose.
I think so, yeah.
Properly broke his nose. Like,
Good enough for the
Big Show with the brass knucks came back at him then, though.
Big Show, what's his real name? He's like
Paul White.
Paul White.
yeah,
White.
Remember him in when he's Captain Insano? Yeah. And laugh. Heard of it? Yeah, he had to laugh.
What did he say to him? What was
I
his,
don't even know.
he called out. Until I was recently powerbombed by Captain Insano.
No, is it you still live with your mom or something like that?
Until I was recently insulted or something. Yeah, called it out.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Who are we
that's
saying
it.
to win that fight, though?
Ooh, between Captain Insano, or sorry,
Captain Insano and Adam
Captain
Sandler.
Insano and Gino.
I'd have to give it to the boxer myself.
Dean.
Dean.
Yeah, you think Gino had the reach,
Yeah.
Huge, yeah.
but if Dean got in under the arms, right in and the jabs, his own
Yeah, with the head body. He's actually learned what the Owen Colgan said. Never stop jabbing.
No, well,
Never stop jabbing.
That's coming up later in our chat with the lads. Colgan gave him some big tips just on jabbing. Really, there was nothing else.
Just don't stop. He actually
Just don't stop jabbing.
I actually might actually release the little video of that.
We won't
clip
release
of
the video,
him.
Ross, because I don't enjoy me looking at myself. So I'll nip you in the bud right there. That it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back with the lads. I think Owen Colgan and Gino.
Yeah, let's do
Yes.
that, yeah.
Dino.
Dino.
Jesus Christ. I'm looking at him in the paper in front of us. Dean Clancy, European champion, and Owen Colgan giving a bit of advice. We start with Dean with a chat, and Owen drops in for a bit of advice then. Okay?
Yep.
And to challenge the irresistible force of Tatum, we have the immovable object. He's been called the Brick Hit House and is also known as the Southern Dandy, Homer Simpson.
Your boy looks a little soft, Mo. You do remember our arrangement?
Yeah, don't worry, you'll get you 3 rounds.
Okay, we're joined by yet another Sligo gold medalist, Dean Clancy. Dean, European under-22 light welterweight champion. Dean, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Well, it's fair, guys. Yeah, delighted to get that win. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. I got that right, yeah. Light welterweight.
You did. Light welterweight.
63 kg.
Oh,
And it was 64. It was 64 actually over there.
Box at my own weight, so.
Dr. 64.
How's the last few weeks been, Dean? Unreal, I'd say.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, fucking the sport I've been getting, home all over Ireland is crazy. But I still get messages, even out in the shop. I work at Mammy Johnson's. Still have the uniform on as well, lads.
Oh, yeah. East, he's working you hard, is he?
He is indeed.
Would you take him on, actually, Jason East?
What would your
What do you
strategy be? A lot of movement. Tire him out.
Tire him out. He thinks he'd probably step my toe. I remember it was on about it last day, but sure. Good swoop with the leg.
That's it. Come here. We might just for people who might know, I might just back to the start. You've been boxing all your life, really, have you? What age did you start, Dean?
Started boxing. You see, I done kickboxing when I was like 6, 7, and 8.
Right.
And then you see, I was losing fights because I was getting disqualified. From like using. I was using my hands too much, and I was like hurting lads.
Okay.
So imagine me, was fucking 7 years of age, like making people cry, like, because it's meant to be light contact. You know, if you know much about kickboxing, like. But so Dad was like, "Just bring you to boxing," and it just went upwards from there, like.
And your dad is from Manorhampton, so did you start out in the Sean McDermott straight away? Was it?
My dad is my coach, right, and we were in Ballinacaro for like most of my life, and we made the decision there about 4 years ago to go out to Sean McDermott's in Manor, and my boxing's been like way better since, because like such great facilities out there. And we got a load of new stuff there as well since Dad was there, you know, like rings, bags. The whole gym looks class. I don't know if you've ever been there, have you?
I have. I've done a bit of training out there for a Gaelic club in pre-season. Jesus Christ. No, I can't even skip or anything. So that was at the start. And then would you go up that hill? You know the hill down around the side of the Gaelic pitch, kind of.
Yeah, it goes up to the left.
Yeah. That was the end of me.
Up that.
Yeah. I was hanging from a bar one day up there, and your man was punched me in the stomach. I can't think of his name. Kelly.
James Kelly. Yeah, James Kelly. Oh no, he used to get us laying down.
Coming out both ends after that.
Oh fuck's sake! The medicine ball used to bail off our stomachs.
But that was just for coach. The training for boxing, it's you'll agree, obviously, it's pretty intense, isn't it? Oh
yeah, it's different training altogether. Your whole body.
Yeah.
And not even just physically, you know, you're about to fight someone, so mentally, the mental aspect of it is bigger, you know.
Yeah, it must take a lot of, I suppose, self-control as well. When you're in the build-up to a fight, to be focused on this one. There's a lot of pent-up testosterone and focus on this one. I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm pretty chill going into fights. I used to get hyped up, but I changed my mindset there a year and a half ago going into fights. It's just a sparring session. You know, I'm fucking sparring I'm boxing my whole life, so you know I shouldn't be too nervous. And you know, when I box better when I'm calm and collected, you know, I can make people make mistakes, set traps, and the more calm I am, the better I box, I find.
I seen you said that last week, right? Yeah, I noticed that. So we'll go back to the championships, okay? You were twice a silver medalist previously at the Europeans and youths, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So going into a few weeks ago, were you expecting yourself to compete, or was there much expectation on you?
From others, there was pretty much no expectations, and I was pretty you know, go out and perform. And I was in my head, I was you know, how to perform, because I did move up to weight classes, and it's my first senior Europeans. So just went out there, just performance, and look, all these competitions are building me towards 2024 development. So but yeah, after my first fight, and you know, being out of the ring for 16 months, it was just.
I was just going to ask you, how was that with COVID obviously broke? Because that was your first kind of full throttle competitive matches in Paris. So how did you find readjusting back into that after COVID?
Unreal. I find I'm a different boxer, to be honest. You know, I think being away from it and then it makes you realize how much you love the sport and how much you love fighting, hitting other people, you know. But it was good. It was good. I felt great after my first fight, and then the second fight and third fight, and I just kept gaining momentum. Once I won the medal, then I was geez, I'm more than capable of winning gold here.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. You said that the fight against the French fighter when you won 3-2 was the defining moment, was it?
Yeah, you can see I dropped to my knees in that one. That was a tough fight. He boxed a smaller fight now, in fairness. He was on the back foot trying to counter me, he was fast. But I was just beating him to the punch, and I used the more going forward more. So I was the one engaging. He didn't really want to fight me. He just wanted to counter me. But it wasn't really smart countering. It was just literally waiting for me to throw
Yeah.
So I stuck to the game plan.
Yeah, when you say with the game plan there, I know I wouldn't have a huge knowledge of boxing. I don't know what you were like, Ross.
No, well, I dabbled in a little bit of kickboxing myself back in the day, but it was in my earlier years in with Michael McDermott at the old Magendo.
That's where I started, yeah.
Yeah, it was enjoyable with Michael McDermott, and Desi was there back in the days then as well. I enjoyed it now. It was good crack, but it was just completely different training to what into some of the team sport I was doing. You dropped me outside the brewery one night around 5 o'clock in the morning, I remember.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah, the fucker.
Was it a big kick, was it?
It was over a bottle of Southern Comfort or something.
Yeah, it was a spinning roundhouse kick, yeah.
I say so. You landed.
I hit the deck anyways, I know that much.
I say he did as well after.
No, come here, I was saying the people wouldn't have I suppose the huge knowledge of boxing. Everyone really thinks it's, are looking for the big punch or the big knockout. I know an amateur boxing is fine. So you have a set game plan, don't you? As you say, you're a smart fighter, trying to lure people in.
Oh yeah, if anyone's sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, so like, you know, like if you got a fight coming up, and I know in team sport we'd have our video review, and then we'd have a different game plan or a strategy. But like, would you kind of in your build up, like consciously sit down, review tape, and be like, right, okay, I know what my strengths are. How do I prepare for this fight? And would you change it up, or would you like just, you know, keep same as and tweak little things? Like how much would you change from fight to fight?
Massively depending on the style and depending who I'm fighting. You know, some people find it hard to change their styles, but I find, like, as you know, Floyd said it before, you know, a true champion can adapt to anything, like, and like I can adapt my style between like countering, going forward, boxing inside, boxing outside, boxing middle distance. But like you see, leading up to each fight, we have this like it's called a battle plan. The Irish coaches would give us, and it would have a schedule pretty much of that day of leading up to the fight, and like the day before and that morning, because obviously the day before, like, you know, I'd be fighting on Tuesday, and I could win that and boxing on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
So like after I win that fight, I would go back to the room, and then we'd see who I'm fighting. I'd see a few videos of them. What do I think? Give my opinion. They'll give their opinion. And but most fights, you know, my style, because my style of fighting, like, it's pretty, it suits any other style. You know, like, I'm very fast on my toes, in and out. So you know, I was given basic. I was basically told to do basic shots, you know, jab, working my lead hand, doing a few feints, make them react to it, where I can counter and all that, you know.
Getting the traps. And obviously people have been asking you a lot, but you're disappointed in the way that match went, the final.
Yeah,
fantastic to get the gold. We were looking at your footage, like your body language, you could tell, you know, it was just kind of, it didn't feel like it took you a couple of seconds to react, that the gold was won. Like,
yeah,
you know,
mixed emotions, wasn't it? Mixed emotions, yeah, look, I was devastated. I was a bit disappointed, like, but, you know, the fact that I had the toughest draw and I had 4 fights and, you know, first senior tournament, and I didn't just like skim my way through, you know, I was dominating these fellas, like, you know, I was scoring 10-8 rounds and there was no knockdown. It was just based off sheer skill, like. So, you know, I'm pretty happy, pretty confident, you know.
Admitted he was running scared.
I'm gonna win go. What?
I said admitted he was running scared. He didn't want to fight you.
Yeah, he didn't want it. He just didn't want it. See the face off, no? See
No,
the face off of my story. I went straight up onto the stage, stood on the scales, shook his hand, and looked him dead in the eye, and he looked away first, and I was like, I have him.
He turned up for the medals ceremony, though.
He did.
Was there any chat out of him? Any chat out of him then? No.
Not a bit. He's a pro boxer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You see, I'm hearing a few stories. A few people are saying that he was injured. That's what the coaches were, and then and then I heard that, like, because he's a pro boxer and he already has, I think it's 4 fights. You know, me, young, coming up and coming, 19-year-old, battering this pro boxer. It doesn't look good for him if he wants to progress to pro, like, you know.
That's it. Look, he's not going to be in history books anyways. You are now, Dean.
You know.
You built serious momentum with the 4 fights, I'd say, because did you know at home you were kind of building it, because it gradually built here over kind of social media. Everyone started talking, like, we're aware that you're in the championships, and then after you won 1 fight and 2 fights, and then by the final everyone was in Dean Clancy mode here in Sligo. I know that much.
Yeah, no, I kept it fairly quiet. Leading up to it when the camp and all, like, you know, first tournament back of European Championships.
Yeah.
But then when I started in camp and I started, like, really seeing progression after long, like, seeing myself improve so much, like, you know, I actually started fucking building a wee TikTok account as well, like, you know.
Oh yeah, that's where the money is.
I was doing well. I got like 2 or 3 weeks, got like 6,000 followers, like, you know. So I'm fucking trying to build that up, and I was like,
might get in with us,
yeah. Well, you could get a marketing gig with us now. We're scratching and clawing to get a few followers now. It's a tough game.
Do we TikTok, yeah?
No.
We might get Murty on it though at the weekend, so he can just start doing TikToks over the weekend.
How
was the homecoming, anyways? Or the few homecomings you had?
Unbelievable. Yeah, flew back on the Friday, had one straight into town. Like, it was great to see the sport, like, you know, load of people out. It's good for the town, you know.
Great for the town.
Great for the town. Then there was another one there 2 days ago in Manorhampton. Went on, got on the walk, went around town. It was fucking pissing rain, like, but I was fucking glad to see people coming out, you know. Fair play to them.
Gino was involved with getting your homecoming there. So fair play to him. He's obviously big into your career.
He is got to say thanks to him and everyone else who got organised, you know.
There was
Plenty
a
more of them to
question-
come.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Dean.
I said there's plenty more of them to come.
Well, yeah. Well, hopefully that's the thing. There was a question in about how. I suppose you kind of answered it with the Jason East one, but
Yeah,
how would you take on Gino in a fight?
Do I have to answer that one as well, lads?
Same strategy. Use the same strategy.
Yeah.
Take the mare chain off him.
Faint body left. Faint body left hook. 2 boys are gone. Telling you.
So what's up next, Dean?
Serbia. You're off to Serbia, are you?
Serbia, yeah. There's no dates confirmed, not that I've seen yet, but roughly October, I'd say. World Championships.
It's World Championships.
And then the aim is Paris, yeah, 24.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the qualifiers. They're only like 18 months away, to be honest. Roughly. So I'm gonna, in between that and now, I'm just gonna obviously put on a bit more muscle mass. I'm gonna mature a lot into my new weight class and just keep winning, to be honest. Just keep winning.
That'll come around quick enough, won't it? 18 months. Like even the Olympics will come around quick enough again. It's only a 3-year turn this time, like.
Yeah, just because of what happened, like just three.
Sorry, go on, Ross.
What is the next weight class? What are you going into? Are you going to stay at that weight, or will you plan to go up again, or will it be a very gradual thing over a couple of years?
Unless I keep growing, like, but I'm pretty content because there's new weight classes that only released there yesterday. Just like the whole IEBA changed up the weight classes. Like I say, it's be 60. Like it was 63 for seniors, right? I boxed 64 there, but now it's 63 and a half. So that extra 0.5 is good for me. But yeah, I can see myself still staying light welterweight for the 2024.
You find it hard with the weight, Dean? I know myself, I do.
Yeah. No. I did for a while. 57, obviously, like Jesus, that was a bantamweight. Like I was making 57 there for a while. Thought it was easy moving up from 52, but then obviously, like, we're still growing, still much. I'm only young, like.
That's it. You're only 19.
Is that why you got into Mama Johnson's? Was it to try and bulk up a bit?
It is. I did bulk up. That's why I moved up. I was gonna go 60 as I got worked Mama Johnson up to 64. But no, it's not too bad. If I just watch my diet, I'm pretty content with it. Like I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. I need a little bit more muscle on me now between now and Serbia, obviously. Like, and just get more mature at the weight. Like, like these fellas that boxing look like fucking like the 3 kids in a mortgage. Like they're big, tough looking fellas. Like,
Look, there's nothing wrong with having 3 kids. I know you're still doing 19. The Olympics is the next real aim, isn't it? But further down the line, I know you mightn't have a thought, but pro, yeah? Going pro eventually is in the aim?
We'll see. Yeah,
I know it's a tough question.
We'll see what the future holds.
No one knows future holds. You have a scholarship in the IT as well, Dean. How's that going for you? Yeah. Like, how's that? That must be a great kind of what's the word? Peace of mind as well to have that.
It is. Having sport and education hand in hand, like, and like not just for me, but like the whole scholarship program. It's great to see, like, athletes being recognised by the college. It's great to see that they're getting awarded or recognised for their achievements at, like, outside of education. But yeah, it was a tough year, first year in college. Obviously, it was all on 9, but went well. Happy out. Second year now, not too long.
Look, it might do you no harm not to be sampling the college life when you're trying to prepare for tournaments.
That's true.
Dean,
I'm well dedicated, so I'd be able to have no bother knocking out. Like,
did you ever have a crack at any other sports? Did you, apart from the boxing, the kickboxing, did you ever any team sports?
No, basketball in school. That's about it. Like Kobe on the pitch.
Big Kobe man.
We might take a break now. We're just waiting for Owen to come online now. So I'd say he's a bit of a law unto his own self. So we might just pause the recording now, and we'll come back with Owen. Fingers crossed now, unless he stands us up.
Yeah, we'll leave for 2 minutes, Dean, and we'll see if this book comes, okay?
Yeah.
Right, we're back, lads, and unfortunately Owen Colgan hasn't showed. Dean, he's like that Israeli fighter from the final. He's running scared, you think?
To be honest, I don't blame him. Like, Israel didn't want it. Owen doesn't want it. Like, I don't think anyone wants it these days, to be honest.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so late, lads. I was over my parents and I completely lost track of time.
Owen Colgan, what time did you call this? For God's sake, you're not a bloody fan.
I'm not a diva, I swear to God, lads. So sorry about that.
That's okay.
I think you are.
Sorry, lads. I'm just gonna get earphones on, but I'm so sorry about being so late. I was over at my folks and I lost track of time completely. That time's like 10.
You're all right, mate. Get the headphones on you.
I'm sorry.
Good to see you out of the bed, anyways. Dean, good to see you again. So just for our viewers here now,
long time no chat, lads.
Just for the viewers here, we actually told Dean, we wrapped it up and said, look, I'm sorry about that, mate, but Dean thankfully was able to come back online again now, so.
We thought Colgan was a no-show.
Like the Israeli.
Yeah.
So sorry, boys.
Owen, just to let you know, Owen, just to let you know, Dean's last fight when he won the gold, the fighter didn't turn up. The Israeli fighter didn't turn up in the final, and he was awarded the gold medal. So we thought that you were doing the same thing that the Israeli fighter had done now, running scared.
We thought you were running scared.
Yeah, it didn't want to.
No, not scared at all. But just not good at timekeeping.
What was that time up in Swinford, Dean?
We're half an hour behind here in Swinford.
Yeah.
Dean was telling us there was a time you met Paddy Houlihan, and you were saying that your first fight in Swinford, you were a bit scared.
Yeah, you'll be quiet in the second round.
Yeah. I was crying in the second round, but then in the third round, and I cut weight midway through the fight as well. I took a shot after the fight.
Did you?
How are you getting? What weight are you fighting at, Dean?
Welterweight, like welterweight.
What kg is that?
That is about 64 kilos, but I'm about 74 now, to be honest.
Oh yeah. I'm about the same myself. I'm a bit more even. I'm about 79. I've gone up
79.
since lockdown. I've gone up since lockdown.
I meet you at 75.
Oh,
we call it. We're in the middle.
Oh, Dean won the European Under-22 Championships last week.
That must have been tough because there's a lot of hard men in this continent that are under 22,
especially the Czechoslovakians.
Hey, Owen, I'm the hardiest. You know that.
I can tell you, man. You must be training every single day.
Twice a day, sometimes. Do you have any tips for him? That's what we wanted to get you on because you're a well-renowned fighting expert, fighting guru, nearly.
I've never seen a shadow boxer like it.
I'm Ireland's third best shadow boxer behind my two uncles. I'd say just keep the jab lively when you're out there. Just continually fire jabs.
Pat Kenny was number one for a long time, wasn't he?
He was, yeah, but then he popped a hip, I think.
He did.
He had to knock it on the head. But I would say just keep throwing jabs, and if anyone says don't stop throwing the jabs, say no. I just like
keep
fire
popping out
1,000 per round. Just don't even bother with the hooks. They're overrated. Yeah. They take too long to come around, you know.
Yeah,
you'll see them coming, Dean. Listen to this man now. Listen to him.
Notes are taken. Notes are taken.
Owen, what advice would you have on fighting European fellas versus Irish fellas? What would be your different styles?
Well, you see, the Irish fellas kind of know what you're up to, so you gotta have something different for them. But the European lads, they don't know what's going on. They're not tough. So I would say stick to the jabs, body shots, nice liver shots, throw in an odd headbutt. But like kind of keep it when you're sort of hugging the fella, you know, that part where they're hugging each other, just kind of a little bit of a nipper to the fucking chin. Sorry, I shouldn't be cursing actually.
Well, you can curse away in this. It's week's cursing is accepted. Yeah.
Give him a fucking headbutt.
I think I cursed a few times earlier.
Rip his fucking head off.
Yeah, rip his fucking head off.
No, I actually hung up my gloves. I've stopped fighting now.
Really?
Retired.
Yeah. I've got into the old meditation. I'm kind of zen.
We'll get you out of retirement, will we?
Yeah, but it'd have to be a pretty penny to get me out of retirement. I'm talking 600 quid.
Oh, fuck.
600.
Could we do
At
it?
least.
Well, you get a GoFundMe.
I'll give you half your prize money.
Hope it was better than the GoFundMe from your man on Twitter last night.
Yeah, terrible. We could get that in the TF Royal, could we? Are you allowed their own still, yeah? After that incident back in the...
Yeah. They're...
What did he do?
After I bit the owner on the nose. But that was a completely different thing. But he forgiven me since, so I'm allowed in there. The TF, yeah. I've been in there many a time.
So we'll sell that out, so.
Bought many a man in the car park at the back.
Oh, yeah. Dean, you on for that, yeah?
I'm dead up for it, of course.
Oh, and a question, okay, like, just say you and Dean, you're at loggerheads. Where is the toughest, scariest place in Mayo you'd bring him to teach him a lesson? And the same question for Dean.
I'd be teaching him a lesson.
Well, first of all, Dean, so where would you bring Owen in Sligo to teach him a lesson? Where's the toughest place in Sligo?
I'd say Peace Park.
Peace Park, yeah. Many's a man has met the demise in the Peace. It's the Peace Park. Owen is it's next. It's beside the cathedral in Sligo and just down from Summerhill College, and it was the place for schoolyard fights.
Yeah, if you get down there, you're down for business, you know.
Yeah. And
so it's ironic that it's called Peace Park.
It was quite ironic, yeah.
Farthest thing from it.
There was a children's creche, in there as well in the corner, and there'd always be parents very concerned. But sure, look,
it's good to get the kids in early. Get the kids watching early, indoctrinate them into the jab.
Where in Mayo? Where's your version of the Peace Park? Belmullet.
Any of the 4 alleyways in Swinford, they're all dark and murky, and there's people always hanging out there. So I know every corner of every alleyway in Swinford. There's a lot of shadowy stuff going on there. A lot of deals been done. So I'd bring them into the alleyways of Swinford. And
you were there a few times, Dean, were you?
It's a good town, Dean.
Yeah. It's lovely this time of year.
They've nice breakfast rolls. That's what I said.
Oh. Owen's more of a jambon man.
Well, I'm both.
You're more of a jambon man, eh?
That's why I had to hang up the gloves, you see, because I got fond of the old deli food. So I had to.
So you're still sponsored by the jambons on the podcast, yeah?
Oh yes, Golden Bake. Big shout out to the boys there, yeah. You've made it when you're sponsored by jambons.
Come here, there was a question in, lad, as well. If you were to, do you reckon if you formed a tag team, you'd take on the Logan brothers? Now, I wouldn't really know the Logan brothers at all. They're these YouTube guys.
They're fine boxers.
Are they?
I don't know about that.
Scary men.
Not bad, though. I mean, they seem to have nice power.
I think one night.
Would you?
I'd say so, yeah. Pretty confident.
Did you watch the Floyd Mayweather fight?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you make of that?
The way it was going to go is the way I thought it would, to be honest. He's going to fucking pop that off. And it was massive now, in fairness, but he doesn't really know how to throw a punch. So,
would you go against someone like a YouTuber if the price was right?
Oh, definitely.
Go for the Olympics.
Be a legalized bank robbery, as Floyd said. Easy money.
Yeah. Oh, he's the Don, isn't he?
Oh, definitely.
Making money hand over fist, that fella.
Would you do it? Would you box YouTubers for the right money?
I would, of course, yeah, but it'd have to be, as I said, big money. It'd have to be huge money.
600, 700.
600 quid at least, yeah.
What about me? What about me?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
We have to go cage fighting after. He's on edge here. He hasn't fought in a week's time. In a week, he wants a fight on. You can feel it in him.
I can feel the bite on Dean.
All right, well, we'll arrange that down the line.
You're fighting a jambon.
What's the story with that light in your room, Dean? How can you have the proper light on?
Do you like it?
I love it, but it's very much gamer kind of light.
I thought it was a bit erotic.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Hey, look, wait, I can put it red.
Oh.
Erotic.
Get up now, there's no trousers on him.
The blue's hanging out. Well, that's much better.
Oh, yeah. Get a grain as well.
Dean, we've talked to you already for Owen. Come on, so we're gonna let you go, and thanks a million for that. We just want to get a few tips from the guru himself, Owen, and we're gonna continue our chat with Owen now, if that's all right.
Not a bother. Thanks for having
me. Thanks a million. We'll see you down the line. See you later,
Dean. Good luck.
We're gonna get the signature for the fight off Owen before the Zoom is finished.
Oh, definitely. Right.
Yeah. I'll send you
Thanks a million, Dean.
Online signature, Jabby.
Cheers,
Dean. Good luck.
Owen, how are you? Were you really down the barrel?
Again, I want to apologise on air for I am. I'm living next door to my parents here now. I've moved in during lockdown, so it's full on. And anytime my father sees me on the laptop, he's like, "Come outside and do a real job, will you?"
Does he have an out shed that he brings in? That sounds awful. Actually, he brings in.
Sit you down and give you advice.
He's never bummed me, if that's what you're asking.
No. Okay. Look, Owen, we're a sports entertainment podcast.
Okay.
No one's going to see them quotes.
Yeah.
So we better start with a bit of sport.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Nicky Butt. You have a Nicky Butt poster on your wall, I believe. You used to wake up every morning to Nicky Butt.
I did. Every morning, he was the first man he was the first man in my life. And I have this poster of him, and it's like a 3D poster. So his eyes were like Mona Lisa. They'd follow you around the room. And he's seen things in that room that he should never have seen.
bit of an obscure player to have, no?
That's your hero.
Well, he was the unsung hero of the class of '92. You know, you have obviously the sexy lads like Gary Neville and Phil, but with the likes of Nicky Butt, he was an unsung hero, but he was a working class fella, and he's a very good tackler. And I'll never forget him coming in the 99 final against Bayern Munich when he took over Roy Keane's position. And he won us the treble. Come on, you boys, you're red.
Yeah. Big United fans here, Dane. We have a few scary stories from trips to Manchester, we won't lie.
We over Old Trafford a few times.
I have, yeah, good luck at times now. We went over when we were 17. We were probably too young to go on our own, but
Definitely shouldn't have been gone.
we plowed over 4 days for a game, and
Jesus. That's how you forgot the game by the time the 4 days were up.
We went over to them playing Everton. It was a 0-0 draw, but they signed Rooney from Everton that weekend, so there was wild crack between the Evertonians and the United supporters.
Yeah.
we robbed a woman's prosthetic leg in the nightclub.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
There's photos of it, actually. We must put them up. That was a wild old time.
I got beaten up outside the nightclub as well while the boys watched on, pint in hand, delighted with themselves. wouldn't leave the nightclub because they didn't want to finish their drinks. Not that they were scared of jumping in and protecting me.
What's the hope for jumping in?
How come the lads, why were you getting beaten up? What was the crack before that?
I don't know. It might have something to do with the leg. No.
Oh,
I can't say this on air, actually.
You don't.
I won't. You know what it is. I can't because he's come here. How's all in Swinford, anyways?
Good. Yeah, good. I just moved back here during lockdown, so I was just acclimatizing to it. I came from Dublin, you see. I was in Dublin for a few years, and now I'm back, fulfilling my father's destiny of becoming a farmer again. I've kind of gone back, I've kind of gone full circle in life.
Sure, that's no harm in that. Tell us about how it started on. Any sport in school or anything? Was it big GA background or soccer?
It was a big GA background in school. No, but I was a soccer man. But I used to play GA in school, but I was never that good.
Right.
I remember I had a teacher called Martin Kearney. Do you know Martin Kearney?
The fellow who played for Mayo, the Donegal man. He used to be an RTA,
Donegal fella, yeah.
Yeah.
He's always an RT, yeah. He used to be the maths teacher, but he was also the GA coach. But
all right.
He never really liked me because I played soccer, and he was like, "You can't be playing soccer," So I was like, "Well, I'm no good at Gaelic football." So I was a soccer man growing up, and I started off left back, got a bit more confident right back. Then I became top scorer in the year 1996.
Euro 96. I was heard a great story you were telling there on one of your podcasts about the English fella who you thought was all going to be class. He didn't play for the...
That's a true story as well. We were playing against Castlebar Celtic, and there was this English fella. We had
they
no
were the
deals because there was no
Castlebar
phones in windows. Castlebar Celtic, they were the best lads, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
if you could beat Castlebar Celtic, there was talk that they'd bring you to Galway.
All right.
To play against the Galway teams. Yeah.
So what about this English fella anyways? I interrupt you, sorry.
Well, we were playing against Castlebar Celtic, but we had a fairly good team. But like Castlebar Celtic always had lads that were a bit taller and all that stuff. But I don't know where this English fella came out of, but he was like, "Do you mind if I join your team? I'm brilliant." We're like, "Okay, that's enough for us." And we started them. We got rid of one of our players to sign this lad who no one had ever heard of.
He had to be good.
He was good at tapping the ball around. He was very good at the small pass. Exactly, yeah. Because you don't hear a foreign accent. You're like, that lad must be good. So, anyways, we were taking tip off, and he said, "Watch this." And he got the ball, and he just took a shot towards goal, and it went out for a throw. And then that's when we realized we were deep into the shit. And I think we ended up losing that game actually, fucking 3-0.
You whipped him off early, did you?
Your man was ran as well. Yeah, he was run away. He was told to never come back to Swinford. But a lovely fella.
Oh Jesus, yeah, the best of fella.
Got
anything.
But yeah.
Sorry, go on.
That game as well. Our star defender at the time, his name was Keith. We were warming up before the game, and one of the lads slide tackled him and injured him before the game. One of our own players slid tackled, whatever the past tense of that is.
Yeah.
In the warm up, and injured our best centre defender. So we were a man down before the game even started.
Come here, were you a manager's nightmare or a manager's dream? I'd say you're an absolute pain in the hole, were you?
I got really into the triangles there for a while. Those triangles, we had a manager and he was always like, just keep doing triangles, until a point where I started having dreams about triangles, and I got really good at them. But then Irisher, then I got lazy, and
that's your luck.
I kind of went through phases of being brilliant and then shite. I'm mostly shite, to be honest.
You're all right, because you've seen on a few clips, the outtakes of Hardy Bucks and stuff. When you're juggling a ball, you're not bad now.
I'm a great indoor soccer player. Like, I'd be one of the best Mayo. Indoor
You were
soccer.
nearly going to go pro with that, were you, in Galway, was it?
I got trials for some team in Galway for like their AstroTurf team.
the Salt Hill Leisureland 5-a-side team.
The Salt Hill Cruisers.
Oh, is that what they call them?
That's what they call them, yeah.
I seen them during. I can't say. I forget. I'm on a microphone here sometimes. I was going to say.
That's the thing with, you know what I find with the podcast is like you're always like thinking, Jesus, I can't say that in case somebody hears that. So then you start filtering yourself.
Yeah.
Then you don't know who you are anymore.
What I was going to say there was pretty bad, actually. To be honest, I won't lie.
There's a couple of times when we were editing, we always say, "Oh, sure, we'll cut that out," and sure, we never remember to do it. Like,
yeah, it's just the real stuff that people like, I think.
It's the pub talk we've realised. Like, I don't know that people actually listen to any of the sports stuff we do. It's the shite talk beforehand, and we've been talking about carveries for the last 3 or 4 weeks, like, and
oh yes,
the response to it. There's a serious lack of carveries around Sligo.
Okay,
a shortage. It's a pandemic almost. Carvery scale. So
what is that?
Who knows?
It's the same as the breakfast the buffets in hotels as well. It was against the kind of COVID restrictions, you know, because you're taking the food yourself. So people are all. It's I think it's a bit of a free for all in terms of health. But the carvery hasn't seemed to come out of the restrictions yet. So people are just a bit worried that they might not come back. And
I'd say we're 2 weeks away from people taking to the streets in Sligo about it. About the lack.
Do you know what though? If you're looking for a good carvery, Swinford, the Gateway Hotel. You walk in there.
Right.
He'll give you the vaccine straight away.
Oh yeah.
He'll send you right up to the counter. The Gateway Hotel. It's got some of the nicest carvery food you'll ever come across.
Oh Jesus! We'll have to
I don't know if there's a fella there we had on last week, Ref. He does the Mayo GAA podcast there, and we were talking about doing a joint pod just purely on the carvery scene in the Northwest.
Yeah.
I think there'll be enough traction, and we might just go pick a place every weekend.
I don't even like carveries. No. Blue Thunder, Owen, that's my place.
Yeah, Claremorris Blue Thunder, is it, or?
My only real experience, to be honest, was a few nights out in Westport playing pub in there.
I'm trying to think what kind of food I had in Sligo last time I was there. They had
4 lights, no?
Good. Where?
4 lanterns, 4 lights.
I think, that does ring a bell. That's Chipper, is it?
Yeah.
We actually talk a lot about food every week as well. All fucking fat idiots, yeah.
Are you fans of deli food?
Not as much as yourself, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, I didn't think I was into it as much as I am into it, but I did really miss that a lot now during lockdown, and I think that the delis have really upped their game during COVID for some reason. Now, however they were doing it, but maybe because the restaurants and all that stuff was closed. But now you do a deli. There's a place there in Castlebar. It's the first roundabout. If you go straight to that round, is it Mulroy's? Maybe it is. Yeah.
What's the Landis? Is it
on the left hand side? I know the one you're on about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a gold mine. Yeah, I do stop there a bit. Yeah, because I'm up there about twice a week, and yeah, I frequented it every time.
What do you be doing around there?
Touching. Why? Just cruising with the Salt Hill Cruisers. With the Salt Hill Cruisers.
Cruising's back actually these days. There's a lot of cruising seems to be back on the scene.
Cruising is back. Yeah.
It's big in Mayo, isn't it? It's not as big in Sligo, is it?
I see there's people hooning, as they call it in Australia as well.
Hooning?
This is burn-offs and stuff. Oh. Yeah.
Donegal, they love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was a rally up there a couple of weeks ago.
See, they're putting their heads down at the exhaust.
Yeah.
And then getting it revved up, and then I didn't get that one real.
That didn't make any sense because you're kind of damaging your lungs there, but zero enjoyment. You'd be better off smoking 40 Benson and Hedges and actually enjoying them.
Come here, Owen. How are you finding social media these days with like Facebook, and obviously you're quite big on Instagram, but I just noticed that you're not on Twitter. Facebook has absolutely gone to shite altogether. We actually got restrictions there for sharing a video a couple of weeks ago, so our account is restricted now. So there's no fucking crack on it at all anymore, is there?
What did you share?
We did a Hitler parody video.
You know the TD, Mark McSharry?
Yeah.
He's a bit of a local character around here, so we had him on the podcast.
And right.
We also done a kind of, the Hitler video with the subtitles.
The downfall.
Yeah.
Just done one of them. There was nothing bad in it, but it got some nerd reported it, obviously.
Yeah, in Nazi propaganda.
That's the crack now. But as you were saying, like, I'm kind of even sick of Instagram now. It's just like a conveyor belt. You have to keep putting stuff up the whole time. And it's like, it's kind of like no end to it, like, and it's just...
Never satisfied beast.
never satisfied. You never feel like you're getting anywhere really, because someone's always doing a small bit better than you. So social media, I'm kind of a bit sick of it now at this point.
Would you say though, it's the same as nearly WhatsApp groups because of the lockdown? You haven't been able to go out to the pubs with your mates. You haven't had fucking stag do's weekends away. Like, so it's just, it seems like you just feel like you've been on social media forever without the face-to-face interaction.
That's the thing, you see, yeah. And I'm kind of really sick of the phone. So I'm trying to quit. So I'm trying to quit the phone a small bit. But when you do that, you also lose a lot of friendships in a way like that. You don't get to talk to people as much. So that's kind of, it's a tricky one. I don't know how to get around it.
But that said, if you haven't replied to a WhatsApp in 5 minutes, there's been, what's that ignorant cunt?
Exactly, yeah. That's the thing, you see. You have to get back to people. There's the instantly getting back to people. And sure, everyone's getting messages all the time online. And if you spent all the time getting back to people, you wouldn't do anything for yourself. You wouldn't.
Do you get any nice offers into your DMs? Is there any women sliding in, or men?
Oh yeah, men and women. Yeah, plenty from Sligo now.
Is there?
No, not one. I know. You'd get the odd pair of tits, or you get the odd penis, and you'd have a good look at the.
Makes it all worthwhile, Owen. And come here, it's obviously the arts and entertainment sector is a fucking nightmare now at the moment, trying to get back in there. What's on the calendar?
The calendar is actually, I've got a gig coming up in Sligo.
Oh, good man.
Yeah, I've got a gig in Wild Roots on the 14th of August.
Oh yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. Like, that's kind of like, you can kind of say what you want there on stage. So I'm looking forward to that now. That should be good crack.
Yeah.
And then I've got a tour coming up. So that's going to be exciting. And then social media, I'm kind of like, I feel like I want to change, I want to maybe do something new, maybe start a YouTube page or something like that. So that's what I get into. But I'm trying to get back in. I'm trying to get into the gigs. You see, I haven't done an awful lot of stand-up, and I want to get good at that because that's a good skill. I like the skill of stand-up, but it could take me another 10 years to get good at that because, like,
you need to just keep at it, isn't it? Like, keep at it. Repetition, yeah.
Exactly. You have to just keep it up there.
Honest answer. What's your thoughts on Sligo?
I think it's a great spot, but I had one very, very bad night there before in Sligo. But I love Sligo; it's class town. Brilliant.
You might be more frequenting the Tubber Curry boys and the Curry boys, as I said.
Tubber Curry boys. Well, no. Where was it? I remember I was at a party there one time, and I hadn't drank the whole night, but some lads were drinking what I thought was just water, but there was something in the water, and then I had a bad trip, and that gave me a very bad time in Sligo. I was happy to get out of the next day, but last time I was down there at the gumball rally, and was it the gumball rally?
Well, the thing with the cars that just go around town.
That's right. Yeah. And I was down there at Anderson's before. There's that Anderson's restaurant.
We do. We know everywhere.
And on the Garavogue, then I did a video or two for a few people there. There was line dancing and different things. And I have a few friends from Venezuela that live in Sligo and they love it. So
good stuff. Right.
And there's where else did I go to there? Queen Maeve, the Sheep Grave there somewhere.
Grand Hill, yeah. She's up above
the mountain. That's a lovely spot. Jeez, Sligo's very sexy town.
It is.
Samir, I saw on your social media you're at the house there from the Hardy books, and it's kind of run down in that. Your auntie's house. Is it the auntie's house? It's not.
No, not my auntie's. It's actually it's the Viper's auntie's house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I went looking for it one day. I couldn't find it though. I was in Swinford. I didn't look too hard. I went by the sheepdog or the sheepwalk. What's the pub called?
No, the sheepwalk. That's the one in town. Yeah, that's the town, the pub at the bottom of the town there. But no, you go out the old Charlestown Road, and you go in by a kind of school there. But if you want the directions, I'll give them to you.
Yeah, you might slide into my DMs with them.
Yeah, no bother at all.
Would you have any advice for one of the lads? He went on a Tinder date there with a 42-year-old from where is it? Crossmalina. So any advice on him how to court a Crossmalina woman?
Ooh,
a 42-year-old Crossmalina.
Yeah, he'd be kind of he'd be early 30s now, so she'd be a MILF as you'd call her, Owen.
Yes. I suppose bring her a box of chocolates, some roses, maybe a bit of cake before the dinner. Bring her a bloody necklace.
You're an old romantic.
That says love on it, and
maybe her initial.
Write her a little poem.
That's sound advice, I think, is it?
And write her a little poem, and then look in their eyes and say, "I need this."
Yeah, we'll give John Quinn that advice. I said his name.
We keep getting in trouble. People writing into us saying, asking us questions, and we keep saying their names, so we have to say out the questions. Like not on purpose. Sorry.
They send in questions, right? And then at the bottom of it, they say anonymous. So I go like, and John Smith had a question in here, blah 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 blah, and anonymous. Go, oh shit! But it's not as if we're live. If we weren't lazy, we could just edit it out.
Tell me, how do you two boys know each other?
Oh, a long time.
Best friends now. Ross went to the Protestant school in the town, the grammar.
Okay. Adrian went to the Catholic school, so we're crossing boundaries and borders here, and a friendship has stood strong throughout it all.
So we were like the Ian Paisley and Jerry Adams of teenagers, and eventually we struck a divide in the peace pact. We struck.
What was that picture of Bono and Trimble from the UK? Hands up in the air.
No, we're friends for 20 years now.
There's another fella. There's three of us to do the show usually, but Ronan, he's off playing golf at the moment now, so he couldn't make it. He's in some golf tournament.
Yeah, there's three of us.
Said golf, it's a good walk round.
He's a real weekend lover. He is. Ronan's the man about town at weekends.
Okay. He goes disappears, and from Friday to Sunday he goes offline on the WhatsApp, and he enjoys himself. And fair play to him.
He's the heartbroken.
And come here, Owen. What's any chance of another series of the Hardy Bucks, or is your heart broke with being asked that question? Is it?
No. It's just that we'd love to make another one, but no one seems to be biting, like RT or. But it's still on Netflix. I was told years ago that it'll be on Netflix for 3 years, and then at the end of the 3 years, if they're going to give us another series, they'll tell us. But it's been on there much longer than 3 years. So I haven't. None of us have heard anything. So someone is shaking hands and making deals.
Netflix wouldn't do it themselves. They'd have to go to RTE first. It's a first refusal kind of a thing. Or
no. RTE don't own it. Like they own the seasons that have already been shot, but they don't own the Hardy Bucks show. Like,
they're afraid. They won't.
The world is too scared for being offending people.
Like, excuse me, but look at the shite they've on out for comedy. I won't name names, but there's absolute.
I don't know what Hardy Bucks would you get away with. Like, I don't
you
know.
Wouldn't.
Yeah,
I don't think you would.
They mightn't like it now. You see, that's the problem. Yeah. Things are very PC.
There's going to be. My theory is there's going to be pushback now soon enough that people are just going to be fed up of all the stepping on toes and the PCness, and there'll be a wave back of the humor will strike back. You know.
Even when I'm doing my own podcast, sometimes I listen back to it before I put it out, and I'm like, oh, I can't be saying that, you know. And I'm always worried about offending people now. And then you're giving people a very watered down version of yourself because everything is, you know, you're kind of worried you might miss out on work or something like that. So that's it's a tricky situation to be in, like, because, you know, part of you has to earn money for your career, like, but the other part of you then you're kind of slightly selling out then. So.
Like 10 years ago with the bloody Fast Show or Harry Enfield or fucking Little Britain, you could have fucking done whatever the fuck you wanted to do and no dramas.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think I like the stand-up. I'm beginning to like the stand-up a lot because you can you can't get away with saying anything, like, but you can say an awful lot more than you could, for example, on a podcast or wherever else, you know.
And that's not the Owen we fell in love with. The PC brigade.
Well, people want to see the real version of yourself.
Yeah, strip naked, just in front of us, standing there in front of us.
Just take.
And standing over the bottom of your bed, not a stitch on you.
Nicky Butt giving you the wink over the shoulder.
Nothing on but a cheeky smile.
Do you have any favourite moments from the Hardy Bucks? Mine is a bit of a random. It's not random, but
I bet I know which one you're going to go for. The Alcoholics Anonymous.
Well, that is there, the Alcoholics, but it's the Tuesday morning if you get the dole or something, and you're having the Guinness and the Flaming Sambuca in the pub, and it's a bit extravagant. It's just a comment. It's a bit extravagant for a Tuesday. Flaming Sambuca.
That was good old crack, geez, all of it is good crack, because when I look back at it now, I kind of remember the times around it, hanging out with the lads, like, and at the time we didn't think much of it because we just thought, fuck it, we put it out and see what happens. But it seems to, because, you know, it's a great documentary of our own lives as well. But the time we went to Poland was very good. It was actually, I was watching the Euros the other day when England were playing Ukraine, and we got me thinking about the time we went over to Poznan, myself and the Hardy Bucks. That, I'd say, was the best holiday I was ever on in my life, because we drove from Swinford to Poznan in two camper vans in a Hardiest.
And you were technically working, were you? No.
If that's what you want to call it, yeah.
Surely there's a load of footage from that'll come out. You can do a mini show off someday.
Oh, I'd say so. I'd say there's footage floating around somewhere which is, you'd be kind of half worried that you might get into the wrong hands. Exactly, yeah. But we stopped off in Germany and Amsterdam and different places, so you can only imagine what we're up to.
Some crack. And what was it? Must have been like just recording the show in the local village, like just the shy talking, walking around there, being in the local pubs and that filming. Like, what did they make of you? Were they delighted to have you?
Well, it was around the time where no one had smartphones, and like if you seen a camera, you're like, what are they up to over there?
That's a big thing, yeah.
They were kind of curious what we're up to. So we didn't know, like with social media now, you're always thinking if people see this, they might not like it or something else. But then times we were thinking no one's going to see it anyway. So you could be more yourself,
Yeah, because sorry, go on.
No, so you could be more yourself. So like we were just shooting scenes that, like normally when you're filming stuff, I think you kind of have to do a certain, like you have to hit certain lines, and then it's like, right, we're moving on to the next scene. But we could be doing a scene that, might take half an hour to shoot. Like the cameraman would be like, I've got to stop, lads. This is too much, because he'd be carrying the camera on his shoulder. So that's the way we did it. And then they edited down the show to the best bits. So it was kind of like a backwards way of filming. Normally they know exactly what they're going to say in the script. But what we did is we improvised a load of stuff, and there was a lot of shite there that wasn't funny. But then we took out the funny bits and then made it into a story.
I remember before you were on RTE, the YouTube series.
Yeah.
And they were getting massive numbers. I remember I was over in Australia, and like the lads before they on the YouTube video, the YouTube clips every week. Like they went very viral. The initial videos.
Yeah, they were the ones that got the name out there in the small towns and villages across Ireland. That's the ones that really got. I think that's the ones that people really like. Because there's a lot of times where people would come up to us and say, "We love the YouTube stuff, but the TV stuff was a bit." What was happening there? And we're like, well, yeah, we were kind of given scripts and we had to
sold out, man. You sold out.
That's the thing, you see. There was a bit of that too, selling out, but
you have to make money.
Had to do it too. Yeah, because like you had to gain the respect of your parents,
Yeah, and that is the main thing in all this. This is why we're doing it.
Exactly.
Ross got in trouble with his mother last week, actually, after the podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, she got in trouble with his mother last week over the cursing on the podcast.
What happened?
I don't know. She decided to jump into one of the episode. Okay. It was like part 2 of the Gaelic episode. So I don't know why she chose that one to be her first episode to listen to, and it was really pub talk. So she had a few giggles, but the language was atrocious. Was the feedback on? So
yeah, but I mean, if that's the language you use, like, then that's the person you are, and sure, we all have our good and
bad
sides.
This is who I am, Mom.
I'm going back to my room.
Come here. What's the fascination with crows?
Well, it started off as just a bit of a joke, and then people would send me pictures of crows, and then I started looking at them a lot more, and I was like, Jesus, what are these creatures all about? And then I got really into them, just love watching them, and they're kind of always there with you, through everything. When you think about it, they were there for the communion, they were there for the confirmation, they were there during the boom, the Celtic Tiger.
Yeah.
So they're always there, like through thick and thin, and they're kind of curious creatures, and they call them the feathered. What they call them? Feathered apes.
That's it. Yeah. I remember that.
They're so intelligent. They know how to they know how to make devices with two parts to them. Like they can build little instruments to.
They're like a flying MacGyver type.
Exactly. Yeah. All they need is a bit of string and a biro, and they can make a bomb.
Yeah. Jeez, that's when you put it that way. Get into crows myself, and it's this house. This house that I'm in now, this is my grandmother's house. But when I moved, remember I was saying I was living next door to my parents? Yeah.
Well, when I moved into this house there a few months ago, there was like a tapping at the window every morning. I was like, oh, that's the owl wanting me to work now at 6:30. I was like, it's a bit feckin' early, but then I go out to the window and there was 2 grey hooded crows at the window looking in at me.
Do you think someone was feeding
on their
them?
territory, and they've been at the window ever since.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, someone was feeding them lies.
Yeah, someone was feeding or they were opening the window, letting them into bed for an hour, and then before they got up. You might let your dog in. I'll stay on the winged creatures. You had a tip on your podcast there a few weeks ago to not give coleslaw or donuts to seagulls. Why?
Yeah. Well, because, if there's any bird out there that needs to cut a bit of weight.
Yeah.
Coleslaw is delicious, and donuts are too, but seagulls are suffering because of the They're getting too bulked up and beefy, and I think just keep them on the diet of chips.
Chips.
Chips and fish fingers.
Ah, yeah. Well, that's that question answered anyways. Come here, Owen. Well, what'll happen if Mayo win a championship ever?
Well, we did. We won it in 1951. So
we weren't around though. Sorry. I don't know.
True. I'd say the whole county will just go on fire.
I think it will.
Be like
the river there, the ocean on fire.
There'll be lads coming in from Australia. There'll be priests doing mass on the streets. There'll be people 69 each other outside the pub. I would say whatever happens, some people say Mayo don't want to win it because that'll be the end of the party. You know the way like you
could be, yeah.
It's like it's almost like what's the saying? There's something is better than realization. Is that the word? Anticipation is better than realization.
Okay.
Looking forward to something is better than actually
achieving
it. Because that's what they say. I don't know if that's true, but I'd say if Mayo did win it though, it could open the floodgates.
I think some people enjoy the pain as well.
Oh yeah, we like a bit of pain here in Mayo. Yeah.
Yeah, bondage. No, come here. I agree with you. I think it could be the end of Mayo. Mayo could just disappear overnight and just blow up.
Oh yeah.
But
Jesus Christ, there'd be something else if we won it though. Like there'd be out lads crying and everything like that. It'd be something. I'd love to see it win it because it'd be so good for the county. I'd say it'd be great for tourism and everything. And
yeah, some boom. I think it'll be the time to go steal Crowpatrick if no one will be looking. You can creep up.
Stick it in the boot of the car.
Stick it in. And you can have Queen Maeve if you want, but we'll take Crowpatrick.
Sligo Rovers are fairly handy.
Oh, the bit of red. Don't talk to us about the bit of red. They're in Europe this week. They're going to Iceland.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Did you ever go over to any games?
I go to the home games. I'm saying I didn't go to any European games. Ronan, the other fellow with us, he'd die hard now.
Loves the away European teams.
I think he was away he was in the Ukraine, was he, and all. He was all over the place.
Reckons it's the best weekend you'll ever have.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd say so, yeah. Proper real stuff like raw.
European country.
He went to Longford last Saturday even to watch them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's a dedication, that is.
Yeah. They actually had with the COVID restrictions, they had so I think there was 200 fans allowed in. So all the Rovers fans fake Longford addresses to the Longford club to get the tickets, and ended up it was all Sligo people at the game.
Oh fuck!
Changed the name of the podcast at the weekend to the Longford Way podcast.
Where'd you say he is today?
Golfing at the minute.
All right.
He's representing Strandhill Golf Club for the first time. So we don't know how he was level through 6, whatever that means. Yeah. So
I think he said
in competition, is he?
Yeah. But he's dying from the drink.
He had a big night last night, so he said that wasn't the best prep for his debut for the.
Is
everything open up in Sligo now?
It kind of is. As such, there's a lot of outdoor
dining, yeah.
Drinking. Like the pubs have improvised, I suppose, is one way to say it. There's places that had never had an outdoor place that now have it.
Yeah, I ate a bit of food there today in Ballina, and it was kind of raining, so the outdoor dining is a bit tricky.
I'd say that was bleak.
Well, it was a lovely BLT, but the actual rain that was dripping into it didn't help.
I don't like a BLT.
Tommy Tiernan gave them an off and rub last week, didn't he? Did you hear him?
What, the BLTs?
No, he was actually complimentary of them. Yeah. Oh no, geez, he loves BLTs. So the people of Ballina, yeah, you get them. No, wasn't he? It was like a day in Ballina was like, what was it?
An MDNA come down.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, the gun.
And they all went to David Brady went fucking mad. David Brady went on Twitter.
I think in the next episode he didn't back down again because he was dying the day he said it, and I listened to it. And he just half an hour he went on, and one Loretta was disgusted with him, but then
the shit about Ballina for a while. It was great.
That's a good old town. Ballina's a good old town. It's kind of like it's prospering at the moment. The whole Biden crack, you know.
Yeah.
Where would you have the pint in Ballina?
Longnecks, I think that's the name of the pub. I haven't really had many pints there because there's no real way for me to get back home then after. But there's a couple of nice, lovely pubs there on the street there down, not by Tesco, but down by the second-hand shops there. There's a few lovely old man pubs there.
Yeah, pure old man pubs. I had a few keeping on my own, a few nights out in Belmullet now.
I was living in Belmullet about a year ago.
Yeah?
Great town, yeah, it's brilliant.
It is, isn't it?
Were you living down there?
No, was he? Fuck, I just went in the Stag and on the beer.
Oh, it's wild. Yeah, it's great spot.
They enjoyed the COVID there at Christmas as well, didn't they? They go crack
You know
with
what? I was there when they had that, and it was like Ireland was the highest in the world or something per person, and then Balmullet was the highest in Ireland. So they reckon that at that point, Balmullet was the most actively COVID place in the world or something like that.
There was some hotel and there was wild carry on altogether.
Oh, yeah. There was people hanging out the window, spraying COVID.
I was in there was a nightclub in Balmullet. I don't know when it closed. It was called the Web. Okay, do you know where the hotel is now? What's it called? The Broadhaven, is it?
Yeah.
But anyways, I was 10. This is 1996. But my father was managing the Gaelic team in Strandhill or Clara, and they went up to play a challenge match in Kiltane. It's Kiltane, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
They were staying up, so I went up to they were staying for the night, so I went up and all, and she ended up going for the pints, and sure, at 12 o'clock, the nightclub was open and no one wanted to go home. So they asked the local guard who was involved with Kiltane or whoever seen us drinking, and the father asked, would it okay if the young fella comes to the nightclub, he'd sit in the corner and, sure, we'll get him in, up. And I swear to God, I was in a nightclub at 10 years old, and it was the stuff I saw that night, it never go with me. But there was a fella there, my father, who had now with the team, but he kept filming me with Lucasade, right?
Yeah.
So I got 5 Lucasades in about an hour, and his tummy started rumbling then. I'm going to shit myself in the nightclub.
Oh, that'll give you the squirts there, Lucas.
Yeah, it was the first time I saw anyone shifting or any bit of fondling going on. Now it was a real wake up call.
That was your education, I suppose.
Yeah, 10 years old in the nightclub, in the Web it was called.
Some baptism of fire.
Stuff.
That was lovely to see, though.
In the deep end there.
Yeah.
How do you find Owen moving back to Swinford helps the old creativity?
Well, I find it very good, but then the COVID, that's been very bad for the creativity, because it's like you listen to the same stuff every day and you're not really going anywhere. So it's like trying to think of ideas is a bit tricky. But moving back to Mayo is nice too, because when I was in Dublin, I was chasing my tail a small bit. So I was kind of thinking I was doing a lot of work, but I wasn't really. So now Mayo is kind of the opposite. You have a lot of time in your hands to think about stuff, but sometimes you get too much time in your hands.
And come here, did Dana White ever get back to you?
He texted me there last Christmas. He said, hope you're doing well, mate, and keep the jab coming. And
Texted you, what the hell is that Brussels sprout recipe you told me before? He was trying to remember.
No, I did. I got a text off him. He just said, keep throwing the jabs and I'll be with you soon.
You love the jabs, you do.
I do, yeah, because they're just, they're just so simple and they mean so much.
They do. So we had Dean on there, we wouldn't really be boxing experts and it's like that. Yeah. We kind of we're worried he would get technical with us and not a clue what to say.
Where's Dean from?
He's from Sligo.
Oh, okay, right.
He won the European gold last week, under 22.
Oh, nice.
So he's hoping to qualify for the Olympics in 24 now. That's his next aim.
He's off to Serbia now next October to fight a few brutes.
That's serious, professionality to be training boxing all the time.
Yeah.
You're lucky you turned up for the podcast because he was coming for you, so he was.
He done a call out and all.
Did he get a call out from who?
He done a call out to you when we thought you weren't showing.
We recorded it back in the. We'll keep it in.
Waking in my size 12s.
No.
Yeah, stuff. No, that's good stuff, Owen. Really enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah, that is
a leisurely chat.
Finished. All right, thanks very much, lads, for having me on. I really appreciate it. So I want to say sorry again for being late.
Look, the parents are more important.
I swear to God.
Okay. Are you going back on the farm now, are you?
No, I'm going working on my gig now for Sligo, so
all right.
If you want to come along to that one, let me know anyways. And
front row, yeah.
Front row tickets.
Where is it, Owen?
Do you know Wild Roots?
Oh, sorry, that's coming up first. Yeah. But is it what's going up? What's the one later in the area in Sligo again before Christmas? Or did I get that wrong?
I think I might be. I might be back in Sligo before Christmas. Yeah, I've got the tour thing coming up called Still Alive, and it'll be all over Ireland. So the Sligo one in August is the gateway gig.
Yeah, good stuff.
What's the
gateway into the crack?
Back into talk here again, but how do you write a stand-up show, I suppose, because do you your podcast is the one that's on spot at 25 minutes, not just pure talk.
Oh, completely. Yeah, well, it's kind of like that, but it's with stand-up you have to refine it a bit more, so yeah. I don't really have much experience in stand-up, so I'm just trying to find my feet as I go along. But the way I'm doing this one now is I'm writing down whatever I find interesting or funny, and then maybe doing it a few times on podcasts to myself. and then I'll do it on camera a few times to myself. And then by the time I go to do it on stage, I should know the stories inside out a bit more. So it's kind of like the podcast, but there's a good few more layers to it, if that makes sense. And there's a bit of multimedia as well.
Of course. What was this week? Last week's podcast was called, not the Patreon one, but the other one was called, was it Mick Goes to Oz or something?
Mick Goes to Oz.
Did I get that wrong?
Maybe you did.
You ended up talking about a trip to the dentist for about 10 minutes.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I had to get a bloody tooth during lockdown. So, that was on my mind a small bit. But that kind of stuff, and I just tried to keep a story and then go with it. And
I love that stuff.
Oh, thanks very much. I really appreciate it. The podcast, I only started doing that because I wanted to get used to talking in long form, because in the Hardy books, I was always talking a small bit, but now that I'm kind of out on my own, I want to get used to talking more long form, because it's like running and you have to kind of work up to an hour of talking. Is it like, even now I'm losing my voice because I'm not really used to talking for too long.
Yeah. It's a long time.
It's a long time indeed, you gotta be on the ball, But how's the podcast going for you anyway?
Grand. We're novices at it, but no, it's got a good reaction now. Yeah, very good.
As you said, the people, like the stuff that you try to put the effort into, people don't really care about, and then the off the cuff stuff that isn't really planned is always the more popular stuff,
Like Sligo people love a bit of messing.
They're very similar to the Mayo people. Like their headers and they just kind of want a bit of simple crack. They're not looking for any pretentious stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing to solve. No, not solving world fucking crises or financial things. Just a bit of light devilment.
Exactly. I got myself a Fitbit the other day, by the way.
I heard that. Yeah. How's it going?
Got a Fitbit, and I'm on. Well, not too bad, but I'm on about 7,000 steps today. So I have to get up to me 10,000 today now. But
do a few laps in the sitting room there.
But exactly.
Don't be going at yourself later on now to get the steps up.
Well, I can't guarantee anything.
You yourself pulled asunder on. On that note, leave it that. Owen, thank you.
Thanks a million.
Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
No, cheers, mate. Thanks a million.
Take care.
Okay, that was the interview with the two greatest fighters this side of the Shannon, Dean Clancy and Owen Colgan. Unfortunately, Mert wasn't there, as explained. You were out golfing, Ronan.
Representing Strandhill,
yeah. So you still, well, congratulations actually, first off. Great for the village. I heard it was, my father texted me that there was cars, horns beeping around and fellas with their, the hats with what are they called? What's a golf hat with, the thing gone in the middle? I'm gone too far. Out the window, waving them.
Okay, yeah, advisor.
Like the Scottish parade, nearly.
Yeah. So you'll listen to that later, Murty.
Looking forward to it, lads.
And we'll find
out. Like all of our listeners, I'm looking forward to it.
Good crack, Ross, yeah?
Yeah, I enjoyed it now.
I didn't think it went on for an hour.
No, it didn't. It was some tense moments there when Colgan didn't come on initially.
Didn't show for half an hour, yeah.
So
he's in his parents' house.
Yeah. And then we wrapped it up with Dean. You'll hear this, everyone, but no, wrapped it up with Dean, and that was it. And then he texted me saying, "I was in my parents' house." So I had to ring Dean back and go, "Dean, listen, mate, can you jump back online again?" And he did, thankfully.
But yeah, I said we'll hear that. Okay, we'll come back with a bit of football. We'll go back with the Rovers and the junior soccer. Okay, we're here. Longford Ronan, how are you?
Great.
You switched allegiances to Strokestown.
I did.
Into the Rovers game, I was going to call it flanker part there for a second.
The word went out on Thursday that there might be the outside chance of getting some tickets. No, I didn't actually believe it until we got the tickets, but they were getting people to register online first, so they were looking for an address.
Fools.
But I think, honestly, I'd say they were told by the FAI that no away fans were allowed, but they knew they wouldn't sell 500. So they just put it out there in the hope that we would buy them. And sure, because we were kind of walking into the ground kind of going, I wonder what they're going to be like. But sure, once you were in there, you were cheering for Rovers. Great to be there. It was actually great to be at a game again.
How many do you reckon was there from Rovers?
I'd say there was probably... They definitely didn't sell it out. Now, maybe they just pulled the plug because they realised that people from Sligo were buying tickets. But
men from North Kilt Town ordering tickets.
I'd say there was 150 because I think the players, when Gibbo scored the penalty...
They were shocked.
Yeah, he kind of looked around and went, "Oh, fans." And because there was a good scatter of us behind the goal for that penalty. Anyway,
I seen you were papped.
I was papped. Yeah, you can't do anything.
No, you can't, because you're actually on the Blue Lagoon page looking for bookings now. You're
doing side hustles.
Yeah.
It's like my podcast.
Paid appearances.
Comfortable 1-0.
It was comfortable, but kind of edgy then at the end.
Yeah.
I thought we were miles better team now, and I think when Parks hit the crossbar in the second half, if that goes in, I think we win 4 or 5-0. Played some lovely football at times.
Even winning the penalty.
Yeah.
It was lovely football.
Oh yeah, he did well now. He did great performances all around. Like Bulger was brilliant again. Moore was very good. The back four looks solid. Buckley had a great game back in there. But yeah, it was a bit hairy there at the end. Longford did kind of.
I couldn't believe it was long. Like, when I was just watching the game, I was like, Jesus, this doesn't feel that long ago when we played them earlier in the season.
Because we were actually on the way out.
It doesn't feel long ago at all.
Yeah, we were wondering when the next time we were playing Longford away, because it might be next time we get to a game. But it does. I suppose 10-team league is not long
No,
going
it's
around.
true. But anyways, so joint top.
Yeah, that was the important thing, especially after Pat stepping up. Shams had a good win against Dundalk. Now, Dundalk had a very dubious penalty.
Ridiculous.
Down,
Absolutely ridiculous.
It was he gave a free out actually.
Yeah. But you seen the Shans fella put his head on the ground like, what have I done?
He knew
a
that.
free out.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But it's happening, like, not being a conspiracy theorist, but it's happening so much with Shams. It's absolutely, like, it was like that throw-in against, was it Harps?
Yeah.
The goal there in your season?
Derry, that was against
Derry, sorry, yeah.
Your man takes from 50 yards further up the pitch. Yeah, I suppose they put the I think I said it last week. It's just important to kind of keep winning these games now whilst we're in Europe.
We've a nice run though, as you said last week as well.
Yeah. We've Waterford away now next, so we should have been playing Shams this Saturday in Showgrounds.
You don't have an address down in Dungarvan or anything, no?
It might be chancy yet, because I'm in Waterford that weekend. So you never know. It's a 4 o'clock. I'm down there for a stag. So
you were saying that.
It's a 5 o'clock kickoff on a Sunday, so I don't know if I can hang around.
You'd be on the way home at that stage. You could be in the depths.
You just want to get home and have that settler, so I probably hit the road early, but you never know.
I don't know. Waterford first. There's a fellas come from Dublin from that stag.
Yeah.
See, it's not so bad for them.
Yeah. Well, I don't. It's 3 hours. It seems like it's 3 hours 45 in the car.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you'd go driving home on Sunday?
I probably will, yeah.
Death to that. Jesus Christ.
I be, you know, when you wake up home over somewhere else, you just want to get home.
Yeah.
I couldn't be arsed waiting around for people to be.
And that's the football ropes. No, but look, we're going to Iceland on Thursday. Team flying out tomorrow. What day is it? Monday?
Today's Monday. Yeah, Tuesday. Flying out tomorrow. Yeah. So obviously there's been a couple of issues with the squad.
A few COVID.
A couple of COVID issues. It seems to be apparent all over Sligo at the minute.
It is, definitely.
But yeah, they're flying out tomorrow. It's hard to know, hard to know what to expect. I assume the Icelandic team are still going to be strong. I don't think we'll be favourites.
I know, but
I was asked yesterday to price us up to go through, and I would have thought it would be 4-7 them, 11-8 us.
Right.
But I think I kind of I fancy us now in this way.
Well, they're on a bad run of form. Now they could have the new manager bounced though, as we were saying. But they still have so many internationals.
Yeah,
and Iceland have really progressed internationally that you would think they should be strong.
You would think they should be strong, yeah.
How strong is the Icelandic league? That this team have lost 7 games with all these.
Yeah, I was looking back at their previous European results over the last few years. There's some impressive results now.
Yeah.
And they played a couple of big teams where they didn't get beat by much. By big teams, I mean, maybe I think I seen them play a Portuguese team there a couple of years ago. Like that. But, they only got beat maybe 4-2 in aggregate or something. I can't remember the exact results, but.
We're kind of playing the guessing game here ourselves,
big time.
But I wonder, can we sneak an away goal?
Yeah, no, an away goal would be I think with all these European games, you try and keep the tie alive coming back to Showgrounds.
Yeah, and there's going to
away goals are gone, by the way.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, sorry, and I tweeted that out myself.
So yeah, I think just keep it alive. We're going to have 400.
There's going to be 400.
Yeah. So be hopeful. Now I might get lucky in the ticket draw.
You will. We'll organise that for you. What was it? Someone had a good stat about the Blue Lagoon in Iceland and the Blue Lagoon Derby. The Blue Lagoon Derby. I presume the Blue Lagoon in Iceland is actually in a lagoon.
But I still prefer our Blue Lagoon.
I was going to say the Blue Lagoon in town is more than 2k away from the Showground, surely.
It wouldn't be fair, I'd say.
Jesus. I really need to buckle up my walk in there and run. I put that at 400. Ridiculous, yeah. As the crow flies.
I'd say it's about a kilometre from. Might be one.
To the cathedral.
From my apartment in John Street, it's about a kilometre to the Blue, I'd say. And it's about a kilometre. It wouldn't even be a kilometre up to the Showgrounds.
Okay, that's a nice warm-up pace for you.
Yeah, it's good. You enjoy the walk.
How quick can you do it on the way down? And how quick can you do it on the way back?
It's a stagger on the way back.
No, that's good. Looking forward to Thursday night. It's been streamed. The details aren't out for that yet. They're not confirmed, but it has been streamed.
Is it been streamed?
Well, Ocean had something up that it is.
I haven't seen any news today.
Sorry, I was listening to Ocean yesterday evening, and Austin O'Callaghan said it is being streamed, and it's also in the radio. But there is some. They wanted to release the stream deals later in the week. The club will, so I don't know which way it's going to.
Yeah, because I haven't been on.
It will be if the stream. Icelandic league. Anyway, where's I getting this stream from?
Well, that's true. Yeah, but I think the clubs have to reach an agreement over it. As far as I'm aware, yeah. It's an because I was actually meant to keep an eye out for that today, but I haven't been on social media at all.
I don't think there's anything today.
No, it still hadn't been agreed as of yesterday, as far as I know.
It'll be somewhere around.
It'll be somewhere, hopefully. Yeah,
we'll get that. Okay, we'll go to junior soccer, Mert. Do you want to run through the results?
I will have a quick run through here now.
A few.
So there was a few big
beatings,
wins, right?
Yeah.
So in Group 1, Carter United 8, Real Tubber 1. Then Carby got a walkover against Arrow Harps. I think Arrow Harps have a few issues out there.
Yeah.
Then in Group 2...
Lots of issues out there.
Not to do with COVID, just issues.
I'm joking, all the people in Riverstown, sorry.
So in Group 2 in the Super League, MCR won 4-1 away to Ahna. Strand Celtic put up a very impressive 9-0 win away to Ballymote.
Yeah.
And Manor bet Merville 8-1. Then in the Premier League, Dromahare beat Ben Bulbin 6-2. And Corey had the walkover against Garchine. And then in Group 2, St John's bet Carricktown 3-1.
Why is there, sorry for yawning, so many heavy one-sided games?
I don't know. Well, like, you were at our game yesterday now. I thought when we went 1-0 down, I think all of us after last week's result were looking at ourselves going, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
We could be in a bit of trouble.
That was the Tornado, though.
The Tornado, yeah, it was a great header.
I was just watching the second half. When the game was over, it was 6-1 at this stage, but a few balls into the box. He's some spring. I was saying to Adrian Connors beside me, I was saying, like, you just see the way he had to learn how to take care of himself in the levels up. Like, if something was in front of him, he went straight through it.
But even like the leap, once that ball was kicked in, it doesn't even have to be a good corner.
No.
He just floated up to the back post. Once he gets to running, he was...
Yeah.
And like,
outrageous.
The lads marking him would be good headers of the ball too.
Yeah.
Now, they figured it out in the second half. I thought we did well on them. We was kind of slightly doubled up on them.
It's like the salmon of knowledge or something flying out the wall.
But I think, because I said it to their manager after, I said it to them, I just think you caught us on a bad day for you, because like we were sensational there that first half.
There was some good football, lovely football played.
Yeah.
8-1. Yeah, there was. In fairness, there was, and the pitch actually was in good nick on Colliery as well.
Great chip out there. Yeah, thank our friends at Colliery for letting us use that.
You could have got through a few more times, maybe. My highlight was the back four for Real Tubber, all wearing a range of Sligo GA shorts. Definitely out of Gillespie Sports up there. And two of them pulled out 2007 Azori shorts. Like, they're 14 years old.
It's impressive in itself.
Yeah. And then there was the cookery ones, and then a pair of O'Neills. So all the ranges covered. I don't know how I found it so entertaining, but
you're ringing me now.
I was ringing you on your phone. It's like, what's wrong with him? But one blight on the copybook, and most people were kind of annoyed with it, and you might want to comment, but the manager was sent off for Cartrin for saying no fucking way over a decision. I know there's respect to referees stuff, and there is. That's obviously because there's no games that referees, but to send someone off saying no fucking way and give a 3-game ban and a €50 fine is crazy at junior soccer level, I think. Now, Ross, you come from a rugby background where the respect to referee is massive.
I think the punishment far outweighs the crime there.
Yeah. It was about an offside or something, was it? Look, I know you can't comment, but I know the manager was chatting about. He was let down. He felt embarrassed. I'm not getting on with the ref, but I think it's something that just needs to be addressed. There was nothing going on there at all. But what the hammers? I know someone texted one of our groups this night with the hammer. It was Malachy. I was going to say his real name there.
I don't know Malachy.
Malachy said about what's going on with the beatings. But the funny thing is, in 4 weeks' time, all these teams are going to be together in the one group as Super League. So they're all Super League teams.
I can't. That one I got. Like, I think it's just, like it's a funny kind of time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect if we played Real Tubber tomorrow. I wouldn't expect to be 8-1.
And it's. I know it's down. It's a summer. It's not the actual competitive league.
No,
it's a warm up.
The teams are down a few, and probably I'd say certain teams probably just weren't ready. You probably still find that maybe teams it's probably 2 years since we played properly. So like some teams that are in Super League maybe mightn't have the same players that got them there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like teams could be down. I don't know. I think it'll probably I suppose we drew 1-0 with Ballysallair and they shipped Titans. Do you know?
That's true. And the last round of fixtures.
So the final round of fixtures. Yeah. So at the minute, actually, in our group, so Carby are leading the way in that group. I think they've qualified now. So they are away to Tubber next Sunday, and if Tubber don't win, we will go through. Cartron will go through in second. In Group 2, Strand are 4 wins from 4 with quite a healthy goal difference. So they play Manor next week. So it'll be between Strand, Manor and MCR for the top 2 places in that league. And then the Premier League in Group 1, Colgan and Glenview play each other. They're both qualified for the semi-finals. And in Group 2, it looks like St John's and Carrick are going to go through.
Very good.
So that'll be the semi-finals. I assume will be the Sunday, the 18th of July, if I was to guess. And actually, that under 21 league, I was requested to tell you. No, it's been played in the winter.
Okay.
And on Saturdays. So that information I tried that last time was all wrong.
Just lies, yeah.
Yeah. Pure made up on the spot.
Saturdays in winter. Well, hopefully it works.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
Okay, nothing else?
No, that's it.
Right.
That's it for me.
We'll see you in Iceland. Back with, we'll go to GA, okay?
Chance here for Jesse Sloan. Can he score? Yes! Sligo!
Okay. With GA here, it'll be a short enough wrap up. Start with the Christy Ring Cup round 1. The hurlers, Murty, you're watching that, finished Sligo 217, Offaly 239. It's weird coming out positive of a 22-point defeat, but the mood around is very positive with the hurlers and everything. Yeah,
217 is a good score to put. I
didn't think they would put 217. Up, but
there was only the gap was kind of solidly at 10 points up until about 15 minutes ago.
It was, and the two, Jared Clay Lynch with 2. It's confirmed by Gavin Cawley that's 212. There's talk of 112, but there's some bit of shuffling about the second goal. But he says 212. So 217. Look, I was going to say win your most football games. when a team scores 239, that's 41 scores.
Yeah,
it's big. But everyone's in Sligo is very positive. The funny thing though, I just went and looked at I can't answer that. I went and had a look at the Offaly one of the newspapers, and like they were kind of scathing to the team, like this won't be good enough and this isn't good enough. They want to go here and there. And look, maybe they do want to get back to the thing, but their team scored 239, won by 22 points. What more can you do?
I don't really know what much more they could do there. And it was probably a no-win game for them.
Every game is no-win for them.
True enough. Yeah.
So Sligo now play Roscommon in that. It's actually a quarter-final now. Well, it's a relegation playoff / quarter-final. So I think they fancy their chances because chatting a few of the boys, not get them in trouble. But this is weeks back before any game was played, and Roscommon was a team they thought they'd fancy taking on, so that's the big one coming up. It'd be a blown after all the work in the league to go back down a level. But I fancy the chance. I could slip into a final handy enough because it's Derry or Wicklow. Then I reckon you're not traded them either. And you could be back in Croke Park against Offaly.
That'd be something else.
It would, but so 217-39, and the under 17s, the hurlers, the Celtic Challenge. I actually don't have the scoreline here. They won. They beat Mayo, so they're in a quarter final next week as well. On Saturday, sorry. And then the 20s are out next week. Again Mayo as well.
Oh.
And so under 20 footballers, unfortunately, I think there's a few COVID cases around there as well. So hopefully that all heals up soon, if they're the words, because they're due out on the 14th. That's off July against Roscommon. That's next Wednesday. Now they're trying to get it put back a few days. I don't know if it will, but they'll have no training, so it's getting a bit rampant around. There's a good few club games called off during the weekend. Speaking of that, I'll just run through the results from the club of what I have handy. So we'll go to Division 1, Group 1. Clare Hill 118, Eastern Hearts 18. Group 2, Cowley St Joseph's 8 points, St Melosh 14 points, St Mary's and Clancy Mulrina 111 each. There's a draw. Then Division 2, Group 1, St Farnans 213 and a scrum class 110. In Group 2, Curry 314, Drumcliff Ross's Point 110, Castleconnor 6 points, Ballymote 17, and in Group 3, a game you took in for 1 minute, I believe, Ross. Division 3, Group 2,
Dick Kent Park.
Mary's 10 points, Tour de Strand 522, Clunacool 212, St John's 36. You're only a minute up there.
I was there for a minute and then I got a phone call. I was meant to meet a fella in Tempo. So I had a meeting that I forgot about, so I had to leave. I missed Gary O'Hare's.
Gary O'Hare came on and scored a historic. We thought it was a WhatsApp group. This Gary O'Hare came on and scored a point, and we were told he was carried out shoulder high in a late win. And then I went to the GA website and found the result. I should have known better than remember. But he did score a point, I think.
I went out to your match for the last 20 minutes, though.
Yeah. We bet Eastern Harps, good win. I was at St Mary's Killarney on
Saturday night.
So Killarney would be kicking themselves still over that. They had that kind of wrapped up, but Mary's came back very well. Two boys are big additions to Mary's, two county players. Ellen Mulligan, Leitrim and David Phillips in the back line from Cavan, but sort of good talent in there. But Killarney are a big team. Some big men, but they probably should have won it. But it was entertaining, 111 each. It was deluge just beforehand, so. But it was nice to get a game in now. I enjoyed just watching it.
Yeah, it's great to see live sport again. It's something that you took for granted. It's just
one that stands out in Division 2 for me. Curry 314, Drumcliff 110. Like that. Curry won intermediate last year. Drumcliff were in the senior final. I'm not sure now what kind of teams were out. but presuming they're strong enough. But that's a 10-point win for Kerry, so they're going well. They'll be.
Ballymote bet Kerry the week before last year, didn't they?
Did, yeah, Ballymote, and they bet Castleconnor again. So I'm not sure how that figures up for promotion. I think Ballymote are top of that group. They definitely are top of that. They might have Drumcliff to play in the last round. Games on this weekend. Hopefully the games go ahead. I know Giva and Omer Gales in Division 2 was called off, and there's a Bunad and St. Pat's, I think. So, look, hopefully COVID doesn't. I don't know. Just shut it down again. Like the Arrow Harris game was called off. Shamrock Gales to Strand was called off. Sorry.
Some difference in a fortnight, isn't it?
Yeah, we were there Sunday night just before our game, like up till late text and wondering like, do we call this or what? Even though there's nothing like wrong our side, but just the worries there with certain aspects.
Do you get a vaccine yet? No,
I didn't actually.
I got my first jab on Friday. Yeah,
I'm gonna go for the pharmacy one. It's only one jab, though, isn't it?
It's only one jab. Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, I got the Pfizer one there on Friday.
Did you book in for it?
Did you got it through my GP? I registered with the HC, which I actually haven't heard back from them yet.
I said I wouldn't go chasing it, not that I don't believe.
No, I didn't go chasing it. The GP actually contacted me.
Look, the best way around. It's going to be on top of jabs. I was going to say the best way to get out of this now is we all get vaccinated and play our football.
Keep jabbing, as Owen Colgan says. Just keep jabbing.
Nothing else on last.
Bring him into Parliament there. Keep jabbing.
Nothing else on last. Apologies. No real fallout, I suppose, from the Sligo game. There hasn't been a huge amount of talk. Well, there has been chat, but like nothing that we didn't talk about last week, really.
I seen someone posted on Twitter that they were going back training in 2 weeks. I assume that's a lie.
I think, yeah, well, they're training with their clubs. Like, county season's over now for Sligo in terms of it's club season, like for the footballers, anyways. The tiered thing still comes out. There was a few beatings. Although I know Dublin Wexford was 15-8. Now there's a win down there, but still. Oh, look, yeah. Get into Sligo all you want. There's any chat. It was good to see the county boys back playing with their clubs. We had our own game when Calder playing Monash. I didn't get to see that, but now I know Niall Murphy was back for us and Peter Laffey, and then Calder, I presume, had all the lads.
Yeah, I think their lads were back.
And then Mary's and Clancy had their county boys back, which was good to see. So the draw for the championship, actually, the championships, junior, senior, intermediate, and junior, and I presume the hurling haven't got, but I'm nearly sure hurling as well, because there's been no club hurling played yet. They're on Thursday night on Ocean FM. Tune in. That's me, lads. We'll do a bit of rugby, Ross.
The Ruggers, let's go.
He's made 5, 6, 7 yards. The great bullock of a man, this fella.
Ready?
Yep. David Campisi. Ross, how are you?
I'm fantastic, Adrian.
What's
how are
on
you,
the
sir?
I'm very good, yeah. Great to be here with you. It's been 4 hours now.
Yeah, it's been a long even hour. We're very fatigued.
What's on the rugby scene?
The rugby scene, just a bit of bad news into good news. So Kieran O'Gorman, who we announced as our forwards coach there a couple of weeks ago, was unfortunately pulled out of the role.
Kieran?
Yeah. Damn you, Kieran. No, unfortunately, just other commitments come up that weren't factored in when he made the decision, which made him have to pull back. So disappointing. It would have been interesting to see how he would have went. He was just starting off his coaching journey. Obviously, his playing credentials spoke for themselves. So it would have been interesting. I would have loved to see him play as well. But the good news is that Simon Gavin is coming out of retirement to jump in and
blast from the past.
Blast from the past, yeah. But Simon obviously has a massive body of work behind him. He was the fella really who transformed us from being a mid-table junior team to bringing us into the AIL. So he's very responsible for where we are today. So he didn't take the decision lightly to come back. He's really researched it, spoke to a lot of people. So he's raring to go now. He's coming out to training tomorrow night to meet the boys, introduce himself. So really strong presence that'll complement Josh Reeves when he's playing on the pitch. So Simon will be a fantastic man to have on the sideline.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
What else did we do at the weekend? No, so yeah, looking forward to that training tomorrow night now. I watched the Lions at the weekend. I didn't have Owen causing havoc. Yeah.
Versus the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions versus the Lions, yeah.
Yes.
I watched that, and I watched the Ireland match as well.
That kind of crept up on me now, I won't lie.
Well, we were sitting at home watching Saturday afternoon. The brother was there. None of us realised that they were playing.
Yeah, it was on at 1 o'clock, wasn't it? It was early enough.
Yeah, at 1:30 it was on, yeah.
It was actually an enjoyable match to
game,
watch.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was a
the
great game.
Japanese are just probably
Characters.
They're not just characters, but they're just so
team.
enjoyable to watch. But it's funny. It's not too funny. Eddie Jones took them
Kamikaze
over.
rugby.
Yeah, but Eddie Jones took them over years ago. But like not years ago, like the last World Cup when they bet South Africa.
15, yeah.
So his big thing was like, look, like we're not going to get really powerful. We're Japanese, we're tiny, that's just the way it is genetics. Now, obviously, they brought in a couple of
We
naturalized
just need
fellas.
to say we do not think all the Japanese are tiny.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this PC culture and cancel culture. So just to all our woke listeners now.
I know what you mean, yeah.
So what he said basically when Eddie Jones, because he goes, do you know the one thing that I can do though? We can work our arses off, we can get more skillful, and we can get fitter. And that was their mantra there. They absolutely broke their backs, upskilling their skills and their fitness. So, and they've just gone out there and threw the ball around. They haven't stopped throwing it around.
No, well, even watching the game, Ireland went to, I think they got to 9 points at one stage, and 25 minutes left here, they're going to could win by 25.
Yeah. Ireland started just realising.
Japan just came back down again and scored another try. Such
class tries. One of your man went down the left wing, chipped it into the inside, and got scored. They were attacking. They knew it was a friendly match. So even when they're on their 10-metre line, they were still trying to fling it out wide. So they're learning. They're putting themselves in positions where they do things that it's not a fluke when you do it. After they're trying everything from anywhere. That wasn't a competitive match for them. Ireland lost them in the World Cup when it mattered. So Japan are just they're building their base. Really, it's what Ireland should be doing in between World Cup cycles and Six Nations. That was a very full strength Irish team. They had Gavin Coombs on the bench, right? Who is going to be a superstar for years to come. They gave him 9 minutes, right? And Craig Casey, 30 seconds off the bench. What is that going to do for his development? Friendly match, they were winning. Put him on at 20 minutes, even
Farrell is just eager to get his wins.
I think he's just really
because he knows he was under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. But we'll see what happens. This USA team now, they're going to be decent. They played England at the weekend. Actually, the Irish man Luke Carthy starting for USA had a great game. Yeah. So look, USA will be decent, but the Japan match was the big grudge match for Farrell after the World Cup. So he really wanted to put the best foot forward. So. There wasn't too many great Irish performances either from the players. Peter Mahoney was good. Van der Fleer was good. He seems like he's bulked up a bit now. Yeah. His carrying has come on heaps. Just over to the Lions quickly. Didn't really learn much from that match. Courtney Laws and Hamish Watson were the two standout players there.
Great name. Hamish Watson, great name.
What a great player as well, though.
Yeah,
he's absolute
up.
throwback. He's class. Yeah, so enjoyed him. That's going to be the back row for the Lions. Will be the most hotly contested area.
Just going to be ahead there, a bit of trouble. The whole South African team was quarantined on 2 o'clock today, was it?
The Jaeger tested positive today. No, it was fringe players last week, but this fella would be one of the main fellas. So the last couple of times the South African government put out statements saying, defiantly kind of saying, this is just, we're going to think matches going ahead, business as usual. But today they just put out, it was very different language saying that the players tested positive and the players are now going into quarantine and nothing else to say about what next steps are. So a little bit worrying.
It'll never be cancelled, will it?
Well,
it probably should be.
It should be. It's behind closed doors, if they're in their bubbles and sticking to them, which they are, they're professional players. But it's just, it was sad to see the empty stadiums and whatnot the other day for the Lions match. But look, we'll see what happens with the squads. That only came out kind of about an hour before we went on.
Yeah, I only seen it before I left the house.
So we'll see what the story is. They're doing all testing and we'll see what happens there. So look, hopefully that goes ahead because we're actually launching a fundraiser for Summerhill Rugby. It was a Lions teamed competition, so it'll be a bit of a spanner into the works if the Lions doesn't go ahead with the test. But I might put up a link to that competition. It's raising money for the rugby program in Summerhill. I'll put it up on the Twitter at some stage.
Are the Grammar doing any competitions or anything?
I don't know, mate.
All right. Sorry, it's too easy.
Every week. Every fucking week since I've been 13.
Your own choice, my friend.
Yeah, look. I've been living the regrets ever since, mate.
Anything else? No,
that's
it's
me.
quite enough, I suppose.
That's what you said.
Sorry.
The fixtures are out. We're starting off on the 14th to Buccaneers at home.
That's the Connacht.
That's the Connacht Senior League.
Okay.
So we're playing Buccaneers at home on the 14th of August, and the week after that
that's not far away.
It's not far away. 6 weeks, Adrian. So
look forward to that myself.
Yeah. So Buccaneers first game at home. Then we have Galwegians away, and then we have Ballina at home.
We might be on commentary duty, so for one of those.
I might be in the hospital.
Yes, the baby, of course.
It'll be.
I might be on comedy too.
You might be on comedy.
Might get Ken O'Neill out.
Yeah. So it's all coming thick and fast, COVID permitting, lads. That's the only thing.
Yeah, and I seen some with I seen some with the ladies. Are they still trying to get a coach?
Still trying to get a head coach.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
still looking at it. The other thing, Josh is playing. They're playing Uruguay. That's what game's been brought forward a little bit now. So
Right.
they're playing Uruguay and Chile and Colombia. So
Very good. You explained that last week.
Yeah,
What's it called?
Sorry,
Repechage or something?
it's repechage. 3 teams. It's Uruguay and Chile. So that's
Right.
they all play each other now, and the top team progresses into the World Cup.
Yeah.
And then the second team goes into another round robin, and the bottom team is Dunzers.
Chile wouldn't be great. Sure, Simon Coulter was involved then.
He was involved with the sevens team. Nah. I think Uruguay are the kind of the favourites.
Yeah, they've been on a few World Cups. Like.
Yeah, Uruguay are the favourites, and I think it's kind of a shootout then between Brazil and Chile for that middle spot. That's going off form, but look, anything can happen. So best of luck this weekend.
Just for fun, so if they keep winning, he won't be here.
So what will happen now?
Or will he
is
be here and then have to go away?
He'll
again?
be here and have to go away for international duty, but they're condensing it. It was looking like it's going to be November. He'll have to go away, but look, that's why it's probably such a great thing that we have Simon, that he'll be able to. Yeah. He's been there, done it before. He'll be able to steady, not steady the ship, but just keep it afloat while he's away. So
all good on the rugby front. Let's go. Yeah, all good. Check in next week. We'll come back with a bit of a wrap up. Will we, lads?
Yeah. Cool. Here we go.
Okay, lads. That's nearly us. Our usual little tidbits done. And Dean and Owen, very enjoyable. 1 point of order. Thanks for everyone who donated to the ACAST. Outrageous stuff.
Yeah, thanks. That's right.
I feel like that German child was crying. And it's all going to your account, Ross. Though. It was audited. Yeah,
it was great to say it.
I noticed he was at Hook yesterday.
Yes.
I noted that.
Come on, O'Boyle.
We'll do the forensic
and
deep
we can't
dive
get into the ACAST account either, so we don't know what's going on.
I have no clue what's going on.
He was wearing a crown and a fur coat the other day.
Hud Hastings and Fargo Boyle.
Yeah, no, thanks everyone. And I know Facebook isn't there. We're going to tell Facebook to fuck off, really.
Yeah.
I think we just close it up.
Yeah, we're going on Facebook. So our Hitler downfall video was just fun and games, but
someone reported
it multiple times. So we are in repeated breach of community violations.
What was it though?
Well, it's just probably thinking that we're like pro-Nazi or something, which in itself is fair enough. Like,
okay, yeah.
Just to stress, a Sligo pod is not pro-Nazi.
That video goes around
It does. Look,
Adolf, he isn't. He's still not flavoured a month around the place. I tell you that. I tell you that for nothing. Look, yeah, that's.
What does he have to do to get forgiveness? Jokes.
Facebook, yeah, fuck. They're gone.
Zuckerberg again.
Yeah. See him yesterday with the flag on that thing for 4th of July.
But they're a disgrace for your Facebook letting everything go, like, and now they're getting the moral high ground and banning and censoring everything. But
we don't want to, because Sligo show got put off last week, but they don't even know what they don't even know.
But the thing is, like, what happened was they said to us, "Do you agree or disagree with this?"
And we disagreed.
We said we disagree. So they don't give you any feedback or anything. Like, they just say, "Okay, just click on this link here, and it'll tell you why." And it's just a generic 10-point thing, right? So you can't appeal it. You can't get any information. Yeah. So what's happening now with our Facebook pages? It's like. It's still there. Like. It's still there, but it's not like Facebook are cunts now. Sorry, using the words, but basically, unless you boost posts or like say you have 800 followers, right? You put up a post, and it'll show 10% of your 800 people that post, you know. Unless you boost it, then it'll put it into the people who genuinely follow it. But it's just all off the algorithms now, and it's all tweaked in the way that you don't get engagement or posts. Like
nerds.
Yeah. So, anyways, Facebook, fuck you.
We're done. We're not really on.
Twitter and Instagram.
We're not really on, anyways.
No.
Dean Clancy suggested we go to TikTok today. He picked up 6,000 followers with a fake call-out video, he said.
We actually said that you might
be your TikTok man to weekends.
Yeah. You just start TikToking your weekends around the place. And
right. I'll have to ask some of my younger brigade what's the story of TikTok.
Those female fans you have, that they might tell you how to get a TikTok account going. And
right.
It's all about little stupid dances, isn't it? Like,
I'll try and sort that for next week. So.
There's that one where you click the fingers and your clothes come off. You know that one where they jump and they're in a new outfit.
What about just kicking your fingers in a lovely creamy pint in front of you now? That'll be nice now. That's a couple.
TikTok. Right, Facebook gone. Dust.
Yeah.
Sorry to everyone who's on it, mainly older people.
Yeah.
But look, if you do see a cat gone missing in Nottingham, do share it and Sligo, and we'll get back. Lads, we'll wrap that. It's a long enough episode, so I think we're going to go. Yeah?
I'm good.
Oh, sorry?
Cricket training, Wednesday nights. We'll put up the details.
Be there and be square, okay?
Perfect.
Right, lads.
I'm going back to where the beach is near, the beer is dear, there's plenty of women on the craic, walking
Here we are in the final second.
The whistle is gone, and Sligo Rovers are the champions.
By the riverside, you can watch the tide as it flows.
No, I'm being told that Average Joe's does not have enough players and will be forfeiting the championship match.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if